try to get things set up. But fun racetrack right now with third gear down into second. That's turn 4 to the right. Don't touch that blue. Turn 5 back to the left. And then 6 is one of the most important corners to get it back to the right. And then you've got 7, 8. That sets you up for 9, which I think is the most important corner on this track to get a launch and carry your speed through 10. And it's the fastest corner down into 11.
And a dive bomb zone. This is a passing zone. One of the first ones on this racetrack. Big opportunity for these guys, but you have to be careful. The reason it is you have to arc that corner out to get a hold of this long straightaway. Get your car pointing the throttle down. But a big opportunity on the two different conversations because it sets up this mighty turn 12 curve.
Yeah, turn 12 is another big overtaking zone in the stadium section, 13, 14, 15. That leads to the carousel of 16, 17, and 18. Long right-hander that chews up left rear tires, but it sets it up for the awesomeness that we've seen in 19 and 20.
Absolutely. Saw it last year's finish. You know, you got to be careful. Don't use it.
You're rolling out.
Allmendinger moved him out of the way, and Reddy came right back, Chastain came right back and repaid the favor back there in 19 and 20, just like you said, drove off for the win. Pretty cool racetrack.
Well, the hottest driver of this season so far won the pole here yesterday. Here's Jamie Little.
Well, William Byron certainly turned some heads this weekend with the speed that you had. You're on the pole here. How much personal preparation have you put into your racecraft when it comes to road course racing?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of been a slow evolution. I think, I didn't start in this kind of racing. I started racing late in general, but started mainly on ovals. And so road course racing has been kind of a slow process to learn, but been fortunate enough to get a few poles on road courses, so it's just a matter of kind of putting it all together in the race, which I think we can do today. Our car feels great. So yesterday was a fun battle with AJ. That was really exciting. Stakes in there second always, so that fire kind of burns for today. I think this Liberty Mercy Chevy can step towards the front with Tyler, and I think Jordan will be fast, so it's gonna be a fun race.
William Byron looking for his first road course victory in the Cup Series. Mike?
Thanks, Jamie. William Byron before he climbed aboard. Here's number 24. Now, out there leading the field, Michael Waltrip, along with the winner of the Echo Park Automotive Pace, the Pace Car Contest, winner Karen Thomas. Michael.
Woo, Mike, this is awesome. The race cars are right behind us, Karen. Echo Park Automotive has given you a chance to pace the pace car. You won the fast pace contest. How's it feel, Ron?
Oh my God, it's so awesome!
Man, I'm having so much fun. Mike, you can go to echopark.com right now and buy my car. I sold a car to Echo Park, and it's online right now. You can purchase it, and Karen and I are hopping some cars. Let me just tell you what I'm seeing out here. Folks riding this racetrack 3.5 miles everywhere. So much fun. Watch this. I'm going to get on the inside of this gun. What a move that was. That's how you get it done. You get the little wide entry, and you cut it down low on the exit. That's how you make a pass here, and I'm going to get these in. Mike, by the way, did Richard Petty get in any trouble for staying on the track when he wasn't supposed to when he was doing the pace car run?
You mean at Darlington? Yeah, I was going to remind you, Michael, be sure to pull in before they get one to go.
And don't forget, that's her car that she won. Do not tear that thing up. Be easy on them tires.
All right, here's today's Echo Park Automotive starting grid. William Byron, only driver to win poles on 4 different road courses in the Cup Series. Tyler Reddick, fastest in practice, won twice on road courses last year, a Chevy Toyota front row. Austin Cindric led a lot here in the range 2 years ago, always a contender on the road course. And Jordan Taylor, the 4-time IMSA champion, sitting in for Chase Elliott, who will join us later in today's telecast. Daniel Suarez, winner at Sonoma last year. Alex Bowman, runner-up in this race last year. Boy, the talent is stacked to the front. A.J. Allmendinger used a bump and thump to take the lead yesterday and win the Xfinity Series race. Eric Jones, fastest in round 1 of qualifying, finished 9th here last year. Kyle Busch is a 4-time NASCAR Cup Road Race winner. And Noah Gragson makes his best road course start. Now, here are the road racing ringers. Jordan Taylor from IMSA, World Driving Champions Kimi Räikkönen, and Jenson Button, and IndyCar star Connor Daly, and where they will start today. Jordan Taylor's had a lot of success here. This is 2017. He and brother Ricky teamed in their dad, Wayne Taylor's Cadillac Daytona prototype to win here in COTA, the 4th of their 5-season opening wins, including the Rolex 24 at Daytona with Jeff Gordon.
Hey, Jordan Taylor, how about you scoring the boards on the
step in.
It's like talking to you, Kurt. Not very good. We're gonna come back and try it when he gets on around here. Hey, that's one thing that everybody needs to know about this place. Long racetrack, that can happen up here.
That's right. We'll try it a little bit. Folks, don't forget, you got a chance to win $10,000 of points cash for free on the Fox Bet Super 6 today. Download the free app on your phone now. Enter your 6 predictions for today's race. Download Fox Bet Super 6 and play for free.
This is going to be a good one this weekend. A lot of good picks right there. A lot of interesting things. Put them picks in. It's going to be fun.
And let's get some late-breaking stories, beginning with Jamie Wolf.
Well, Mike Bubba Wallace, this 2311 team has shown a lot of promise here this weekend. He qualified 11th. I talked to his crew chief, Rudy Barker, this morning, and he told me when it comes to road course racing, Bubba has been all in, trying to hone his crafts here. He's been engaged, been in the shop more than ever before. He really believes he can do it, but his best asset has been his teammate, Tyler Reddick. They have the exact same setup. He's been leaning on Tyler. Now he just needs to focus on being there at the end after these long runs. Regan Smith?
Well, Jamie, every time we come to the road course races, a driver you have to watch is A.J. Allmendinger. He's got 2 Cup Series wins already in his career, both on road courses, 11 Xfinity Series wins, including yesterday where he had a great run through the field towards the end of the race. The team told me the biggest asset that they have is A.J. in the car. He is like a data system. He knows so much of what he wants in that race car. They plan to lean on that asset today, and they start at 7. Keep an eye on him. Larry Mack?
Yeah, Rick, it might enjoy touchstone in stage racing. For the first time, we are not going to throw the caution at the end of the stages, but they're still going to award those precious stage points. Stage 1 ends at lap 15, stage 2 at lap 30. Now, this is a 68-lap race with 22 to 23 laps being the fuel window. Easy peasy.
Okay.
But tire fall off is so great, a lot of crew chiefs are contemplating 3 stops. I talked to Jeremy Bones, Austin Senior's crew chief. He said, I'll make that decision at lap 15. Mike, if you guys need me, holler, but I'm going to be a little busy.
You're calculator is smoking. Let's see if we can raise Tyler Reddick.
Hey, Tyler Reddick, this is Kurt Busch in the Fox booth. You got us, bud? All right, so what's your game plan, my friend? You going to lead every lap, or are you going to follow Billy Scott's pitch strategy? What's 2311 thinking today?
You're bringing up there, Kurt. I couldn't hear what you said. Sorry.
All right, what's your strategy for today? You going to lead every lap, or are you going to follow Billy Scott's rules?
I don't know Billy Scott's rules. We haven't gotten there, I guess. But, yeah, we'd like to lead. Obviously, we'll just see how the start goes. They really definitely are going track position, so we're trying to take advantage of that. But, yeah, just have a good, clean race. Probably about managing, time block over the run. And hopefully we can just thank you. And we'll see where it goes as this race unfolds.
All right, my friend, best of luck. Manage those tires. Get the job done today for us. Monster Energy.
Yeah, buddy. I'll do that for you.
Well, not only could Jordan Taylor, we couldn't hear him, neither can his team. Problem with the in-car radio.
Yeah, a lot of times, on a track this big, this is double. We have 20 turns in this car. We have 11 in Sonoma. With all these corners and all these cars grouped up together as tight as they are, makes it difficult until they get spread out.
Here are the gear changes around this course, and there are plenty of them.
Yeah, tons of shifts, over 20 per lap. Sometimes if you get bogged down into a little log jam, you got to downshift an extra gear. And it's about keeping your momentum on the big straightaways, of course. And then there's the technical section right through here. This is sometimes first, sometimes second. Just matters what you tire where it feels like.
Well, one of the things, that's in a perfect lap to get all the speed out of the car. You heard Larry talking about the stages. We're not going to throw that caution, so fuel mileage could come into play here today. That's the reason you made that call, right? To take those stages away. If you see some guys doing some interesting things with the old throttle pedal and that gear shifter.
Well, it started out a little gloomy here. In fact, there was a sprinkle about 3 hours before race time that said everybody's scrambling, but it's now 78 degrees. Winds out to southeast at 5, and the sun is poking through. Michael McDowell goes to the rear. They had splitter damage when he spun off during qualifying. Number of teams changed brake rotors. They noticed cracking after practice and qualifying. NASCAR considered that a safety change, and so that was an approved change. 5 sets of tires, including those you qualified with. McDowell going to the back, and Brian Blaney rolling off at the back of the field as well.
Checking that pit road speed curve, so important. You heard us talk about it. No cautions right there with the stage brakes. You make a mistake on pit road, that could be the end of your day.
Yeah, it's always good to be disciplined everywhere you go. With the road courses, yeah, there's a little bit of leeway because the lap time is so long. You don't have to push lights, but you're always getting grades. And when your pit chief says, hey, you weren't that good on pit road, you don't want to get that B- in the grade.
Our Fox drivers on camera with Mark Truex Jr. He did a beautiful job paving this track. It is really smooth. Those red rumble strips, they are really not. And that's where drivers spend a lot of their time, it seems.
Well, the other thing, we have ride limiters on these cars, the run blocks, if you will, underneath them, and they hang up on those curves that you're talking about, really bottom out the car from rolling around, especially on low air.
Yeah, there's one big bump that's after turn 9, and that's where you're trying to put the power down in second gear. And we'll have nice slow-mos and zoom into that. But otherwise, yes, the track's gorgeous. Has tons of room to roll and slide and not get stuck in the gravel trap. So a very generous racetrack as far as how it was designed, how it was built.
Generous, he said. How about these drivers? You think they're going to be generous on each other?
I don't think so. I think, how it is. I mean, part of the result is how he came into the fund. That if you have to push something out of the way, you maybe need to do it. But I was thinking a bit with somebody be trying to manage the tires, to have left more than, does that more. Could be. I don't know. That's for you drivers to say if that is a possibility.
No, it's definitely a possibility.
I'm listening on William Byron and Company.
Thank you guys. We'll go and get it away live.
Ryan Camping and wheels. Henrik Motorsports has had great success on NASCAR's road courses, 26 wins, 24 poles. I find it a lot.
Yeah, probably double of the next group.
And I want to brag on that kid in that 24 car. William Byron has been lights out this year. We all talk about Larson, the speed that Kyle has, the champion driver that he is. But, man, they've had 2 horse battles so far, and William has been the benefactor of both of those. So, Hendrick, and then Alex Bowman. You saw the ending of last year. You can't forget about him. And this 9 car, I'm telling you, Jordan Taylor, I didn't get a chance to talk to him. I was going to brag on him a little bit. He may be my favorite today.
Oh, yeah, and there's that other guy, Larson. That's why they stay. Well, this is it. This is one of the big shows in NASCAR.
Here they come to the front straightaway. 35 NASCAR Cup regulars. Road winner, bringers.
Hunter Green. Left free smoker. That was a slow start.
We'll see. We're going to see 4-5 wide Long Jam City. Here we go.
That was quite orderly.
It's very slow.
So wide. That was just the first start.
Long race to go.
Now, no guarantees we will have restarts today. This race could go green all through the check. Not likely, but possible.
It's a good point, Mike. I mean, that's weighing heavily on all these teams. Engineers, drivers, everybody. So tight right through there. Trying to get things sorted out.
And here comes Cindric. Cindric on the outside, trying to take second for Reddick. Remember when he dominated in the rain here 2 years ago?
There's that jump you were talking about.
Yeah, Reddick didn't quite get the best turn 1, and he's still trying to reel back. He might not settle into third. He's going to throw it in there. We'll see.
Cindric ran him wide. I don't think he liked it. He dove back down to the inside, took that position away.
And there they go. All the way down that long back straightaway. We'll be grabbing 5th gear, 175 miles per hour down into turn 12. My money's on the 45 here, not breaking.
Up from a 40-mile-an-hour corner, mind you.
Full send right here. Send it in there.
Well, and look at Suarez. Look what it does for him. Those two need to sweep that out pretty quick, or else he's going to get a 2 for 1. You've seen that many times on that corner.
I think that was generous of Cindric to kind of yield and get settled in here.
Smart.
This is that tight stadium section.
Suarez going in there, took that spot, door slam syndrome. Almost spun out Reddick in doing so.
And that happens sometimes with that car that's not even expecting anything because the two behind them are racing so hard, you end up getting clobbered from two cars back.
Cool corner, though. It opens that you have to get that wide entrance, but it opens a door up for somebody to take it. That's exactly what Suarez did.
Cedric coming right back on the inside. That's the preferred line right there at turn 20.
That's some great racing. Positioning back, going back again, and having some crossovers.
Clean air is so important. That's why these drivers are fighting tooth and nail for those early positions. Huge dive bomb.
Noah Gragson up 2 spots on the first lap. Kyle Larson up 3.
Those on the dare really dove it in.
Seriously?
Caution. Well, here it is. Didn't know it was going to happen. Sure enough.
And Jimmy Johnson in the pit lane.
Right rear down on him.
Multiple contact between turn 19 and 20. Puts us under caution after lap 1.
I need to try it first.
Think Mom's mad about her favorite shoes? No, because Bank of America lets her switch her choice cashback category to online shopping, so she earns more on a replacement pair.
With the Bank of America customized cash rewards card, you just can't stop getting rewarded. COVID-19 and being overweight makes it more risky. I'm calling my doctor. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Authorized for emergency use, Paxlovid is an oral treatment for people 12 and up who have mild to moderate COVID-19, a high risk factor for it becoming severe.
My symptoms are mild now, but I'm not waiting. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Only one risk factor, like being over 50, diabetes, or smoking, increases your chances of severe COVID. Taken within 5 days of symptoms, Paxlovid reduced the risk of developing severe COVID-19 by 86%.
Paxlovid may strengthen or weaken other medicines. Taking it with certain medicines may cause life-threatening side effects or affect how Paxlovid works. So it's critical to tell your doctor about all medicines you take, including herbal supplements, because lab tests or changing the dose of your medicines may be needed. Tell your doctor if you have any serious illnesses, allergies, liver or kidney disease, are pregnant or plan to become pregnant, are breastfeeding or use birth control. Paxlovid may affect how your birth control works. Don't take Paxlovid if you're allergic to nirmatrelvir, ritonavir, or any of its ingredients. Serious side effects can include allergic reactions, liver problems, and issues with HIV medicines. Other side effects include altered taste, diarrhea, high blood pressure, muscle aches, abdominal pain, nausea, and feeling unwell.
With my asthma, I know it could be riskier. If it's COVID, Paxlovid. Ask your doctor or pharmacist if Paxlovid is right for you.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by Ford. Built for America. Caution completing lap number 1. It looked like Chris Buescher may have spun right into the path of Jimmy Johnson, Ty Dillon, Brad Keselowski.
That definitely done it for the day for Ty Dillon. Heavy front end damage into the 48. Questionable there. 48, 84.
Yeah, I was going to catch it there. But yeah, this is the carousel, and now we're diving down into 19, where we've seen most of the contact from all these guys. Again, Johnson's on the inside. He's kind of minding his own business. He goes way left.
17 moves over to avoid the car spinning, gets in at Ty Dillon at 77, into Jimmy Johnson at 84. Their days are definitely done.
Yeah, that was a hard hit through the 84.
It's a 6, Brad Keselowski spinning.
sure the 6 didn't just spin by himself. I'm sure he was assisted.
So Keselowski was able to continue.
Well, they got assist, but it was off of that. That was them lowering blocks I was talking about. Ride limiters. That thing will bottom out, take you for a ride.
I bottomed out on Gunther's carbon fiber parts.
Jimmy Johnson on pit road, under repair.
As a mom, I want to have peace of mind while she's at college. I like to know where she is and that she's safe.
We got a flat tire. We pull over, it's super dark. We're able to reach out to our family members, let them know that we were safe.
I have been in many situations on the road where Verizon was the only reason I got from point A to point B.
That's why we build the most reliable 5G network in America.
The #1 in JD Power Awards for network quality 30 times in a row. Does your phone run on Verizon?
Oh, I'll be gone.
Driving for Tony Stewart is tough. Working for him is even tougher.
Thanks for listening to Tractor makes everything easier. Little to the left. I'm moving this gazebo. We've been at it all day, and this tractor ain't even breaking a sweat.
I'm not feeling it. Let's try it over here. Over where, Tony? Dang it, we already tried that. Maybe we should try harder. Maybe you should try to be quiet, old man. Why don't you jump off that tractor and come make me?
Get 0% financing and save thousands at the Mahindra Spring Sale. I'm in this week, Joy, telling people that Geico has been offering savings for over 85 years. That's longer than the Buffalo Wing's been around.
Dozen wings.
And did you know that Geico offers motorcycle insurance? Oh, my lips are burning. Oh, no, my lips are actually burning.
Geico, over 85 years of savings and service. See how much you could save at geico.com.
It's too hot. Oh, this is too hot, mate.
My advice in this one very specific case is to definitely put all your Reese's eggs in one basket. And that your basket be enormous. Oh, and that your basket have wheels so you can roll it around from place to place.
Time to meet your team.
Who wants to race?
Be part of something greater.
Ego, Milwaukee, Steel, all the top-rated brands, all run on their own single battery system, and all come from one source, your local Ace.
You finally fixed that transmission, but you have all of these to go. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by the Credit One Bank NASCAR American Express card. And by Verizon Frontline, built for 5G, built to make a real difference on the front lines. Welcome back to the Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix. Stock Car Racing's King, Richard Petty. Discussed Dale Inman there with it set on, watching intently. As one of the cars they're affiliated with has gone a lap down, then credits that being Jimmy Johnson. Well, let's bring in NASCAR Cup winningest active road course driver Chase Elliott, recuperating in Colorado. Thanks for joining us today. Glad we can make this work. I know you'd sure rather be out there than sitting where you are. But we got off to a great start in turn 1, and then what happened, and how are you doing, most importantly?
Yeah, I'm doing really good. Appreciate you guys having me, and thanks to Fox for setting this up and making this go. So I'm looking forward to just watching the race with you guys. I don't know, we're just kind of getting started. I was hoping we could get more than a lap or so going to understand a little bit of what's going on. I saw Jordan kind of had a tough opening lap, but yeah, hey, Jimmy got taken out there, but a lot of racing left, and excited to see kind of where it goes and some of the things that some of the things I can see from this vantage point is super different than what I'm used to seeing. Obviously, I miss being there too, but we're working through it, so we'll make the most of it.
Hey, seeing the headset on you, buddy. Why did they get you to replace that crew chief sit on top of that box? I think you might be able to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that probably goes as good as you doing it. I'm not sure that's a good idea, but yeah, actually we joked around about it a little bit last couple weeks, and yeah, so I don't know. Never say never, but I don't know that my crew chiefing abilities would go over too high.
Well, you and Jordan have been texting back and forth after every session that he's been in the car, and I know you've been a big help to him. He said as much on the pre-race show, but what kind of advice can you give somebody who's a winning race car in his own discipline, but is new to this kind of racing?
It's tough, and I think from my perspective, I've just tried to probably say too much just in case something dumb that I say happens to make sense, right? I would rather give him too much information and just like one of those things click in his mind. I did run the Rolex 24 a couple years ago, so some of those things I do feel like the cars are very different, but I think anything I can do just to say, hey, this was a big hitter for me, me transitioning to those cars, let's think about it from the other way. How can I help you get in this direction? So I've really just been giving him as much information as I possibly can. Anything I see, and I've been super in tune with his comments and post-practice meetings and post-qualifying meetings. So I've been talking a lot, probably too much, and I'm sure a lot of it probably doesn't make sense to him, and probably doesn't make sense to anybody but me. But it's just in hopes that just one or two little things might stick and can make a difference today. So I'd rather give him too much information and him not listen to 99% of it, and just that 1% help. I feel like it was worth it.
Yeah, Chase, I mean, that's exactly how I've been with our team in 2311, with Tyler Reddick, with Bubba Wallace. I've been just trying to give as much information, right? And yet it's a delicate balance because there's so much experience that Jordan has, and with Tyler, with Bubba all behind the wheel. And so it's a delicate deal, but yet we don't want to miss anything. We want them to be their best. But first of all, it's just great to see you, my friend. I know all the fans wanted to see you, and I'm hoping that PT is going well, and you get back to the track soon.
What about this racetrack? What do you love about this racetrack? What was the challenges?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a unique one, and honestly one that I feel like I struggled with the most. I would say of all the
inaugural winner.
I really struggled with Sonoma early on. I feel like I've gotten better there, but COTA was a really tough one, and I think a lot of it's just the length of the track. And that sounds super simple and easy, but there's a lot of turns and there's a lot of really technical places on this track. And I think one thing that probably gets lost in translation with road racing in general is, we talk about going to Fontana and how old the track surface is, and we talk about going to Atlanta and how new the track surface is. Well, turn one might be abrasive and the stadium section might be repaved. And I think that's one of those things that probably doesn't get talked about a lot in road course racing. And just those really small, fine details can make a big difference. So it's a really technical place. The laps are long, and the grip level on the track really changes a lot from turn to turn.
Well, thanks for being with us. Chase is going to be with us through the day. Since none of the leaders chose to fit under his first caution of the day, we're going to step away with William Byron leading from the pole.
My A1C stayed here. It needed to be here.
Ray's A1C is down with Rebelsis.
I'm down with Rebelsis.
My A1C is down with Rebelsis.
In a clinical study, once daily Rebelsis significantly lowered A1C better than a leading branded pill. In the same study, people taking Rebelsis lost more weight. Rebelsis isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Rebelsis if you or your family ever had ventricular thyroid cancer or had multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Rebelsis and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider you got vision problems or changes. Take Libertas with a sulfonylurea more instantly increases low blood sugars. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Need to get your A1C down?
Pay as little as $10 per prescription.
T-Mobile knows whether you break down in the middle of nowhere or get a flat tire on edge somewhere, people everywhere trust AAA to get them back on the road. And AAA trusts T-Mobile to be their exclusive wireless partner. Because T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anything. So with AAA's nationwide fleet connected on T-Mobile, the middle of nowhere is a lot closer than you think.
That's delicious Dr. Pepper with a refreshing strawberry flavor. It's so creamy finish.
Who knew strawberries and cream could be so delicious?
Come on.
We're having a soda!
Try Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day. Stretch the weekend. Or talk. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built for tough. And one Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. For that, thank you. Because this isn't just about our capability. It's about yours. We are the early risers. The first to arrive and the last to leave. Fishing is our second nature, a way of life. And we know it's not always about what's in the net. It's bonding with a buddy over a shared passion. Start another great season out on the water with Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's during our Spring Fishing Classic. Save on great gear, plus get the best boat deals of the year, including a tractor for less than $5 a day. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
Getting ready for the restart from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, powering the race from green to checkered flag and every mile in between. Goodyear, more driven. Coming from around the stadium section and into the final couple of corners before we restart with the choose. Byron on the inside, Tyler Reddick outside.
I was quite impressed by what Chase had to say from the coach that they speak with their rivals or with the guy who took over this drive. I think that is beyond why are they so quick as well, Reddick and Taylor. I think that is part of it because they were well trained. You know, if you're thinking about it, I think it's really cool for the guys putting effort in to give them their knowledge to do better. You know,
There is. Here they approach the Geico restart zone.
Yeah, it was definitely a big part of their success. Here we go, Kurt.
A little bit better launch from Reddick. And then, again, it's just going to fan out. And then it's a matter of how much contact.
Wow, look out back. 4, 5, 6 wide. Ran Reddick high.
Sure did.
Okay.
That's Cindric, stuck by both.
Alright.
That's where the front row took each other in so deep. Second row was able to take advantage of it. That's where Cindric's your new leader.
I love that corner.
Austin Cindric from the third. Cindric started racing Bandolero and Legend cars and Charlotte, but has road raced in 7 different countries. And all that experience paying off right here.
Reddick tossing it back in there. And this is a good spot where you want to be on the right, and then you got to try to clear him by the time you come down this hill. Interesting to see if Byron throws it back in there. They're settling out. Back here, 3 wide. Jordan Taylor.
Lock that left front up. Got into the back here, Jones. He tells me it's putting out or not. I think they're fine. Oh.
That's how easy it's done. That's the experience that he doesn't have in these cars.
Got in there, locked that up. He was, he was diving on it, trying to stay off of his teammate Kyle Larson. Man, that was so close.
One of the toughest things.
Yeah, now the concern is. Sorry, Kurt, I jumped on, but I was just going to say now the concern is now that he locked up that left front tire, is it going to lock up easier now that it has a flat spot in it coming into these other heartbreaking zones, which is never a fun feeling for a driver, right? So hopefully that's not the case. It looked okay into 12, so hopefully not.
And that's one of the things I was going to say. It's like it's so difficult as a new driver to go, how long did I lock that up? Or my awareness and my bearings, where was I? And that's why he ended up so deep. But then it's like, does he know how much he hurt the tire? It's very difficult to do that when you're a new guy in a big, heavy car like this.
Well, hey, and you don't think you're the new guy, and all those guys don't know that. They know how fast you are. Your experience level is going to show that. They saw their lap times in qualifying and in practice. But these restarts are a whole different animal. You guys know that better than most. Trying to get him, he just wants spread out. Let me go back to work.
Exactly. Just when I see some of my normal, like, pickup points on corner entry and exit. And turn one still has the excitement of it. There we go.
They're bouncing off each other.
And there's three guys, three wide, right next to each other, and the car up front got hit. He wasn't even expecting to get hit.
He did. Now he's got a long hold that they got up.
Briscoe was 17th.
Very impressed with Cindric, how he navigated that restart, took advantage of William Byron, Reddit hit into one another, got them both. He's the one that's the quiet guy out there. Everybody saw the speed in Reddit. You can see him get right back to his rear bumper. Obviously, William Byron on the pole. But Cindric, a lot of experience on these road courses with him.
Go back to the restart to see Austin Cindric.
Yeah, William Byron already bouncing off the outside and running Reddick wide. Suarez almost got them both as well.
Yeah, one of the toughest things is when your pace isn't up, and now you're down into turn 11 with Taylor. Oh, yeah, that's where the front just isn't going to turn if you're on the brake that hard.
And then back to turn 1. We'll show you what happened to Briscoe. Now, Joey Logano is going to get a pass-through penalty because we don't have track limits here like Formula One, except through the S's. NASCAR says through the S's, stay on the racing surface, and they consider the red and white rumble strips.
You may have noticed me play NR 2003, and I always go across the S's.
Must do a drive-through penalty at pit road speed, 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, big penalty. That's kind of self-policing until it's not. Popo's got the radar gun out. He's looking.
I bet you it's in that hotspot turn 4. We'll try to find footage of it, but that's an easy place to gain a lot of time. But it's not worth the risk if you're going to end up getting busted.
Big penalty. Won't go on lockdown like you would on another racetrack, a shorter racetrack. Your ovals, but probably at least a 45-second penalty. Man, Reddick is all over him.
He's bringing the heat. He wants that lead back big time. He's got Byron right on him. I mean, this is usually when you find trouble this track, is when second's hustling the leader, and then third place is applying pressure from back there.
Chase, what you're thinking on the opening laps of a race like this? Do you want to lead if you can, the pickup spots, or do you want to just establish a rhythm early on?
Well, I think the big ones get to turn 1. I mean, I know we talk about it a lot, but it's very true, man. Look at George. He qualified 4th there, right? Now he's outside the top 10 in just a couple of laps. So I think a lot of it's just getting into a rhythm. Yeah, I talk about that a lot with road course racing, but I think a lot of it's just falling into a rhythm, whether that's in 1st or whether that's in 5th. I think getting to that point without having damage on your car is key. I mean, look at something as simple as what happened to Briscoe. Yes, it looked like he just got turned, but he got hit straight in the left rear tire. So if I had to guess that now he's got left rear towing damage, that's going to impact him for the rest of the day. So while the front and rear bumpers are extremely robust on these cars, the actual suspension is not. So it's definitely a fine balance. But I think just finding a rhythm, whether that's 1st or 5th, got a great battle for the lead.
Yes, we do.
Great spot to go ahead.
These guys are battling door to door, back and forth. You dive on me, I'll take it back. Unbelievable racing. Hey, while we're talking about that, the 11 and the 7 both caught. Cutting, of course, back then would be making a pass-through penalty.
This is lap 7. These guys are racing like it's lap 67. This is awesome just to see these guys going back and forth and the respect that they're showing right now. I don't know if that'll happen later.
And NASCAR will point to the parity. Unlike Formula One, here's a Toyota, a Ford, and a Chevrolet. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, they will compete, and I think, as it was said before, they just got all together now. I think that after the first pit stop, trying to divide a little bit more, but at the moment, just getting a bit over the other and get to the first stage of the stage, first stage.
Tyler Reddick, one of 3 drivers to lead in the first 8 laps at Circuit of the Americas.
You're watching NASCAR on Fox.
Ram Motors have heart for being fearless, determined, and bold. That's why it's time for you to be a Ram.
Now with 0.9% financing for 60 months, you get an average of $11,600 in finance savings on our most popular models. All right, everybody, it's 2 of any of these for just $6.
Can you get a day single with a 10-piece nut?
Yep.
How about 2 day singles for $6?
And that's class. San Antonio. Sorry.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $6.
There's a thin line in the NASCAR Xfinity Series between being a name they know and being a name they'll never forget.
At Fry's, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Fry's, fresh for everyone.
It's the excitement of the NBA season rolling with FanDuel. Right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win. So bet on everything from spreads to same-game parlays. And when you win, you can get paid instantly. Now that's truly the thing of beauty. Make every moment more with FanDuel. New customers get a no-sweat first bet and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Nice.
Sweet.
Go big or go home.
What'd you say?
What's up?
Right now, get 3.99% financing for 48 months on our most popular models, including Camry, Corolla, Highlander, RAV4, and Tacoma.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-MOTOR. Arizona's motorcycle lawyers.
When your door is always open, so is the fridge. At Fry's, however you shop, in-store, pickup, or delivery, you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards. That's a win-win-win. Fry's, fresh for everyone.
Working lap 9 of the Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix. Tyler Reddick is the race leader. And Michael McDowell in the list of drivers who have been penalized for short-cutting the S's. And we'll show you the footage of Joey Logano that was used to call his penalty, along with Denny Hamlin and Corey LaJoy.
AC coming the last car in the frame. Right, those tires are definitely under it. You can't get underneath those rumble strips. Boom, right there, busted. Pass-through penalty every time.
That's the NASCAR officials camera. That video pushed to Fox. Here's what Joey and team had to say. Be consistent, Joey says. Okay? They grabbed 3 other guys right after you. Joe?
That's the hot spot. Let's call NASCAR the Care Bears.
Well, here's I'm just going to keep us telling all these. The thing about that corner, though, in Joe's situation, you got 3 cars in front of you. He was late to see where he was at. Then all of a sudden, it's in you. And that's the hard thing about that, running off the track right there.
Alex Bowman moving up for fifth on Daniel Suarez. Jamie.
Mr. Cherrywood and his freaky smile from the Care Bears movie. Hey, you do know Mickey Rooney was the voice.
start at the same time.
Well, that's exactly right. Those yellow stripes on the back of there, they'll eat you every time.
That's right. Now's where you find a rhythm. Now's where you get settled in. And this is where they'll start to shine.
So in the end, accident at the end of lap 1, Ty Leland and Jimmy Johnson out of the race. Here's Regan Smith.
Well, Jimmy Johnson checked in release from the infield care center. Jimmy, I know you were so excited about today. How disappointing is this one?
Yeah, it's really disappointing, but you know, it comes with racing. It's part of it. Unfortunately, we didn't have to get the yesterday qualifying. We're back to around the wreck. We know that those things can happen. So, just most disappointed for Club Wyndham. I'm very thankful they came on board for this race. Sadly, we didn't take one lap in a hurry. Thanks, Jimmy.
Seven-time champion out of the race early. Oh!
Bubba hard in the back. Kyle Larson turns him around really hard.
Larson trying to refire. As well as takes away, we are still in the green.
Major damage on the front of
Turn 12 is where this happened. That braking is on at the end of the long straightaway. And Larson will drive away.
Whoa! So looks like his brakes went wrong. Holy smokes.
Sailed it in there.
That may be, that's obviously probably the end of that 23 car stay with Bubba Wallace, but I thought he hit the left rear wheel curve. I think that's going to be okay.
Let's ride with the money line onboard camera in Bubba's car.
That thing just never slowed down. I mean, he jumped out to pass the car under braking, and then it was gone after that. I've never really seen that.
You heard the tires complaining when the brakes locked up, but cars are done slow.
You see the fluid on the back of that car, too, in the camera.
And Cody Ware with a spin.
Overcorrected.
Kyle Larson in trouble again.
And this is where guys will want to pit because the yellow's most likely going to come out. Maybe a few guys did sneak on to pit road.
And caution is out. What if Larson was trying to get to pit road?
And got in the oil with the car that wiped him out. That's exactly what happened.
So Larson gets going again. And we have the second caution flag of the day. Oh, Larson turned by Denny Hamlin.
COVID-19 and being overweight makes it more risky. I'm calling my doctor. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Authorized for emergency use, Paxlovid is an oral treatment for people 12 and up who have mild to moderate COVID-19 and have a high risk factor for it becoming severe. My symptoms are mild now, but I'm not waiting. If it's COVID, Paxlovid. Having even one risk factor, like being over 50, diabetes, or smoking, increases your chances of severe COVID. Taken within 5 days of symptoms, Paxlovid reduced the risk of developing severe COVID-19 by 86%.
Paxlovid may strengthen or weaken other medicines. Taking it with certain medicines may cause life-threatening side effects or affect how Paxlovid works. So it's critical to tell your doctor about all medicines you take, including herbal supplements, because lab tests or changing the dose of your medicines may be needed. Tell your doctor if you have any serious illnesses, allergies, liver or kidney disease, are pregnant or plan to become pregnant, are breastfeeding or use birth control. Paxlovid may affect how your birth control works. Don't take Paxlovid if you're allergic to naltrexone, ritonavir, or any of its ingredients. Serious side effects can include allergic reactions, liver problems, and issues with HIV medicines. Other side effects include altered taste, diarrhea, high blood pressure, muscle aches, abdominal pain, nausea, and feeling unwell.
With my asthma, I know it could be riskier. If it's COVID, Paxlovid. Ask your doctor or pharmacist if Paxlovid is right for you.
Tony, you see this? Hold on. Let me find my phone. There's a big sale on Mahindra tractors. I found it. Okay. Where are my glasses?
Get 0% financing and save thousands at the Mahindra Spring Sale.
I need to try it first.
I watched my first race yesterday. You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new Yeah, let's get you up to speed.
Let's go.
Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office. That's something greater. Let's go places.
Hey, Dad. I got an A in my book report, and I spilled a girl on Ashley. That's cool. And I went for a walk in the woods, and I didn't get a single flea or tick on me. You are just the best. Probably because of that flea and tick medicine you've been ordering from Chewy.
I'm very proud of you.
You never stop surprising us, Bailey.
Right? I'm great.
You are great.
I wonder if Bailey's ever done a book report. Be nice to your sister.
What flea bit him?
Pets aren't just pets. They're more. This flea and tick season, trust America's #1 pet pharmacy. NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? And by Toyota. Let's go places. Running lap 12, second caution of the day. Here's why. Bubba Wallace slow on the right. And you're going to have Denny Hamlin coming in and Kyle Larson.
I mean, Bubba's wounded. He's trying to get back to the pits, and then I think the 5 was trying to get to the pits too.
Well, I think he was definitely trying to get to the pits. I mean, it all came down to, Bubba being wounded with that rear end being broke, everything else you see, and 11 coming around there so fast made, last minute try to avert around him and got into that 5 again. Pretty bad couple of corners for Kyle.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah, let's just check in with the 11 radio.
Trying to get it to 23 because he just stopped. I don't believe so.
I think he was trying to get to pit road.
Quite possibly. Now, yesterday we heard from Kyle Busch that in driving in the Xfinity race, a car with a conventional H-pattern shifter developed a blister because we don't have those kind of shifters anymore in the Cup cars. We have sequential shifters. Here's a look with Larry McReynolds and our Toyota Conway car. Prior to 2022, the transmission in our race car was a 4-speed manual transmission. In our current car, it's actually a 5-speed sequential shifter. Let's go inside the Toyota Tech Center to our Toyota Conway car, and let's take a look at the sequential shifter. It's still located on the right-hand side of the driveway, and to upshift, he just keeps flicking it back all the way to 5th gear. Downshift, you just move it forward. Now, it works pretty simple. There's a rod that goes through the rear firewall to the top of the gearbox, and that's what actually changes the gear. Now remember, this is a 3.41-mile road course. We've seen where drivers will be shifting roughly 25 times a lap. Mike, 68 laps, that's almost 1,700 shifts in this race today. Wow. Thanks, Larry. This will be over this time under this second caution of the day. It's hot in there.
We've got 3 to go on this stage here. This will be interesting if you want to stay out, grab some stage points, and then it's going to be under green, is what we would assume. But there's still a lot of cleanup left.
And remember, no stage breaks in road racing this year because you couldn't pit without losing a lap. That meant you had to decide either stage points or track position to win the race. So we've taken that out of play. We will still award stage points at the end of each stage. At the end of lap 15 and lap 30.
Still hard to get your head wrapped around, Mike. I remember, I had to think back of what that felt like. You were so used to stage ends, not just stage points, that caution comes out with a couple to go before the stage. Well, we're good, Now, you stay out there, run a few more laps. You mean we're going to pit in 4 or 5 laps? That's your strategy? How's that going to work?
Yeah, Clint, that's the way we did it for years, though, before the stage racing. But yeah, we only have 7 laps on the tires. Now, if you're back in the pack, go ahead and get fresh tires. Go ahead and make adjustments. With this few laps to go, you need to get to lap 17 to make it work on a 3-stop straight race. You need to get to lap 23 to make it on 2 stops. The leader is in.
Ooh, leader just gave up those points.
Going for that win. Close enough. Larry told us that fuel window's somewhere to 20 to 24 laps. Little gambling on the line. Going for this win.
About a third of the field comes to pit road. Riga.
Well, like the call came to Tyler Reddick immediately when the caution came out. Did they would be fitting. They never changed their mind throughout the course of the time that they had around the lap right there. His race car started off just a little bit free, but he's happy with it right now.
Basically, what that says, that's your shot fired. That's lane of the day you make. And what that means is you run these races backwards. The math is there. Now you're going to need some cautions to make that math work. What I'm seeing, you've probably seen it, Kurt.
Corner LaJoy picked up a penalty for too fast exiting. We'll be lined up and choosing for the restart when we come back. You're watching NASCAR on Fox from the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas.
Oh, hey. Buying a car from Vroom is so easy. All you need is a phone and a finger. Just go to Vroom.com, scroll through thousands of cars, then tap to buy. That's it. No sales fee, no wasted time. Just straight up great cars. Right from your phone to your driveway. Go to Vroom.com and pick your favorites. Oh yeah, she digs it. Buy your car on Vroom.com. Vroom. Get in.
As a mom, I want to have peace of mind while she's at college. I like to know where she is and that she's safe.
We got a flat tire. We pull over, it's super dark. We reach out to our family members, let them know that we were safe.
I have been in many situations on the road where Verizon was the only reason I got from point A to point B.
That's why we build the most reliable 5G network in America.
And #1 in JD Power Awards for network quality 30 times in a row. Does your phone run on Verizon?
Fully loaded, fully electric. The Audi Q4 e-tron. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer. Hi, we're Cox Mobile, a new kind of mobile company that sees you for you, with plans that fit you based on the data you need, no matter who you are. Because we know the one thing you're not is everyone else. Cox Mobile. We're different because you're different.
Chevy Silverado factory lifted trucks with the capability of a 2-inch lift, the versatility of the available multi-flex tailgate, and the connection of a 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Chevy Silverado, taking adventure to a whole new level. Thank you for making Chevy Silverado the #1 selling full-size pickup in Arizona. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no money payments for 90 days on all Silverado 1500 pickups. See your Valley Chevy dealer.
Get justice for Sweet James.
No way these weekend warriors are gonna climb that hill. Don't judge them by their zip code. Judge them by their quattro. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
That looks different today. That's all that Gino, that's what you want to call.
From Drive to Survive, one of the most true lines. I'm curious. We say pit. Everybody says pit in NASCAR. How did Formula One transition from pit to box?
Don't ask me where it came from. It's normally, it stays inside there, so it wasn't there before we basically. So I think it's just like box. Yeah, that would be cool. Pit.
I guess it's hard for that to be mistaken for anything else.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear. Now, you're no stranger to NASCAR because you worked for Jaguar and Red Bull and were a technical advisor when Red Bull came to NASCAR in 2006. How has this side of the sport changed since then?
It just seems immensely technically. I mean, you can't look at this car, a different car now than they were 50, 60 years ago, or even 3 years ago when this new car came. But I think the sport got a lot more technical. If you walk through the garage now, you've got a lot more engineers. In the old days, there was not many. Each team had one, and now I think everybody's got what we call the
mess on yourself the mouth up there, which can take place. But it has just developed like everything. Everything's develops, you know. The NASCAR's followed with the good there. Very much so. So, would you like to drive on a NASCAR track? I mean, sure you do. Who wouldn't? Well, here's Michael Walker with details for you.
Echo Park is doing something really cool for their customers. They can take their cars to the track. Go to speedwaymotorsports.com/take it to the track for more information. Can you imagine rolling out on the Atlanta Motor Speedway, Charlotte, Texas, Vegas? Man, so much fun. Echo Park, that's where it's at.
Thanks, Michael. 14 laps. We're working 14. William Byron, Austin Cedric, A.J. Allmendinger, Alex Bowman, all of whom have figured in the finishes of the prior races here. Nico Suarez who won Sonoma last year. Jamie.
Well, Mike, that incident involved a 5 with Kyle Larson, so I checked with his team. He brought it into pit road, and they said he was going to pit. And when that happened, Denny got into the back of him and spun him around. They checked the car. They did have some pretty significant damage in the left rear area. They were able to shut off the engine, work on it. He went back down. He's going to come in and top off. But he said the wheel's straight, everything else looks good.
Good. On that damage, it looked to me like he was back on that rear bumper just before that also important left rear tire. These boys up front, Kurt, they are putting on the show. And look who's starting to show his face into that show. Allmendinger won yesterday's race. There he is, Bubba out of the race, unfortunately. Frustrated.
Got too much damage on that car to continue from the incident with Hamlin and Larson. Now, Larson on a damaged vehicle policy clock, so he's going to have to take this restart and get going. There's A.J. Allmendinger's radio.
There's your strategy. Regan?
Clint, it's been big trouble for A.J. Allmendinger right now. He has no communication. They briefly had it, and that's when they updated him exactly on when he would need to pit in case he's got to make the call from the driver's seat himself.
You know, so interesting, though, hearing that fuel strategy. That's why they told him that. That's pretty much what you heard across the board when I was down in the garage area all day long. That 24 lap, 24 number keeps coming up for everybody's fuel mileage, and that 44, 45 gets you the end of the race.
All right, now this restart is for stage points. They will be awarded as they cross the start-finish line, but no stage break. The race goes on.
Interesting, yeah. So there'll be the restart zone, and then maybe about 200 more yards will be the line and where the points will come out. But the big thing to remember here, these tires, they're old on the top 15 guys. Lots of refires. They're going to be slip sliding around double extra on this restart. And I'll most likely see everybody start pitting in this window of 15 up to that 24 number. There we go. That's going to be an interesting one with all the old tires.
Back to green. And Byron will be credited with the stage win over Cedric, Allmendinger, Bowman, and Chastain. Okay, stage 2. Come on, everybody in the corner.
45 went super low to the inside. Fresh tires with him. Harvick's got fresh tires as well. And there's a bunch of them back there. They're kind of just locked in with fresh tires.
So this is the best time to capitalize on those fresh tires immediately when everybody's balled up, everybody's slipping sliding around.
That's a gorgeous view. I love watching the serpentine there. It's like the old video game centipede.
And it's tight. Axle on out of those cars. The switchbacks back and forth, back and forth. Car wants to get laterally loose. Hard to handle there.
Chase, what do you see on these restarts?
Chaos. What do you see? No, I mean, I think it's interesting. Obviously, the strategies are there's a wide variety of them, right? But yeah, it's still just 3 and 4 wide guys getting run off the road. So again, I feel like having all these cautions early on in the race, at some point, I think it's going to get strung out. You're going to get some long green flag runs, and then we're going to start to see whose strategy is going to work out work out best later in the race.
How do you work that, right? How do you, the thought process in your mind? obviously the positions are important, but you got to have that in the back of your mind and mentality. Man, I got to finish this thing. I got to have some patience here as well.
Well, for me, I feel like those opening laps would have been a bit more tame. I feel like than what it was, and I think that's probably the case for for everybody. But I think, well, I say that, and Suarez about gets to 48, but I think that at some point, again, and we see this a lot. Anytime races have a bit of a wild start, I feel like then they start to get strung out. You're going to get some runs. So I anticipate that coming here probably now.
At 48, that was on. Yeah, obviously, Suarez didn't like that. Put the bumper to him, moved him up. Bowman tried to stay with it, slid off the racetrack.
3 wide, laying on the inside, and boy, Noah Gragson almost hit the guardrail coming out of turn 20 here. There's the Suarez and Bowman.
I think he was trying to cross over, wasn't quite clear. He was trying to get to his inside. I was like, whoops, my bad.
Well, he actually put that, Bowman enough that Bowman missed the entrance of that corner, and then the car gets out from underneath it and gets loose.
Here's Jamie.
Bubba Wallace has been checked and released. We saw the contact you had with the 11 and the 5 there, Bubba. But what happened to the car that put you out of the race?
Broke toe link in the rear, and then oil line. Just trying hardest not to go down that slippery slope of stuff down there. 2 weeks in a row, making rookie mistakes, 6 years in the cup. Maybe replaced.
Thanks, Bubba.
He's always so hard on himself. I mean, he wants the best, and he wants to continue to improve on the road courses and short tracks where he knows he's good, and then the mile and a half are his cup of tea. But man, you're all right, man. There's mistakes that happen. Just don't make the same one twice.
William Byron's 4th stage win of 2023. Most of all drivers, he only had 4 stage wins in all of 2022. He is the hottest thing in the sport right now. Now, earlier in the weekend, we saw patches on people from different racing schools, Skip Barber and others. Byron has his own personal driver coach, and his former IndyCar star Max Pappas is his development coach. And boy, you can see on these road courses the difference that has made for William Byron.
Yeah, Max Pappas, he's a great guy. I mean, he's provincially, he's got the FBI steering wheels, and he talked to Max, right? He goes, well, of course, I'm Italian, I am more superior than you. I know how to drive. Max is great. I love that.
Daly back in 34th there. And Ryan Blaney started out back. He's up to 27th right now. We're going to take you box side by side.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Did you know that every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care? A 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. That's the value you can expect from Toyota.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Legends are legends for a reason. It's why most are never called up. A legend in this sport is about 75 years of going fast, and all the unforgettable moments that build those years up. So after all this time, when we call something NASCAR legends, you best know we mean it.
Eagle has landed. That's one small step for man.
Hey, what's up?
Houston, we have a situation. How did you get here?
Your character's in a video game.
Video games.
Yeah, it's what we do with Xfinity 10G. It's like, the best network imaginable. Those are the bad guys.
Are they friendly?
The 10G network, only from Xfinity. One giant leap, then got it.
I need to try it first.
wipers ensures a guaranteed fit. Hey, Dave.
Yep. Wait.
How are those new wipers?
They're small.
That's for eBay Motors where the check is a guaranteed fit. That's right.
Get crafts, sporting goods, restaurants, and the future of NASCAR all from your neighborhood. DoorDash. NASCAR's biggest and fattest track is back. Get your tickets now. Superspeedway.com.
Working lap 18, Ryan Blaney got off course in the one corner and came in for rear left side tires. Brad Keselowski spun multiple incidents here while we were in break. Might have got a little help there. Got spun by the lady that was on pit road. And then Ryan gets spun. Yep. Guy got Felix Larson, they got into it. One thing I noticed is the lap time, the guys can do, they use tiles in the front, the people who shouldn't come in, they can do the same lap times as the people who put new tiles on, so that's quite amazing. I thought the guys on new tiles would catch up, but they're not in the moment, so I don't know.
That's a great observation. Yeah, I thought the pace would have been quicker with stickers on for sure.
It was pretty hard contact for Blaney there with Larson, and so that's an extended stay on pit road, likely totally getting replaced in the left rear. So you see when the drivers were in, since their last pit stop, we've run 18 laps. So all those 18s are drivers that have not yet stopped in this race.
I think that opens the door up. It's interesting perspective. Did you notice that, Gunter? That opens the door up for the conversation of fuel mileage. That's really why you're trying to offset yourself and differentiate yourself from these front runners. Let's take advantage of something else strategy-wise. You guys don't have that. All you have is tires in F1.
Yeah, it is not easy in F1, as you say. You don't think of this one, no. But obviously, it's a big difference. If you have to calculate fuel mileage, it's a lot more difficult to get the tires sorted out. We just look at the regulation of the tire, and then we decide when and where to change.
Yeah,
So here's what I see, guys.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, here's what I see, guys. When we come back around, we're coming to lap 20. That'll be 48 laps to go right there. Split that in half, that's 24 laps to run. I think the window's about to open for a lot of these leaders to come to pit road. In the perfect world, you come, and then a caution comes out, and everybody else has to pit on the caution. You don't want to be the last one to pit under green.
Yeah, and if you have an opportunity, like you said, to jump a caution, but these guys are showing such good pace. They're out front there. I just don't see the advantage of the guys pitting, because if I'm not mistaken, I think you can two-stop this race. I'm not sure it's required to do three, so just keeping the track position, keeping themselves out of trouble. Look what happened to Kyle and Ryan there. Those two cars definitely have damage.
Martin Truex and Tyler Reddick are flying up through the field after pit stops. They've climbed to 12th and 13th now with the Toyota game on board Truex.
As long as you got a group up ahead of you like that, it's easy to gain those spots. And what happens, though, is when the pit cycle starts, now you get all that clean air back up front. So all these different various strategies are going to start to unfold here once the lead group pits. And that's how you do it better than the rest. 2 for 1. Take advantage of that Mark Truex trying to make a pass on Ryan Freese. Cross him over, pass him both. Boom. Rolling that 45 car. Fastest car on the track all weekend long. I know William Byron beat him on that last round of qualifying. But without a doubt, Reddick, check this out. They went wide, was able to turn under, then take advantage of a neat situation corner that they have on this place. Gave him room, though. See, he gave Truex plenty of room.
And that's what I like about it. It's racing each other with respect. All that contact is just been swinging out.
That might have been a little Toyota camaraderie there. It's like, all right, you're a little quicker. I'll let you go for it now.
Bring it.
Kyle Busch decided to heel off onto pit road. His race car ran a little loose with the rear, and so far to start the race, complaining about the back sliding around more than he needs.
Then guys, they're talking about coming on that 24. Well, I need some track position. How am I going to do that? Come a little bit early. Just above on pit road. He got up into the top 15 and makes his first NASCAR pit stop alongside Almirola. And talking to him, Kurt, in a pre-race, this was right down his game plan. He's going to be patient. You can feel that in his conversation that he had with us, and I think it's paying off for him.
Yeah, when you're in such a unique situation with a car, you just want to make no mistakes and just try to stay nice, smooth, and simple. But he knows this racetrack. He knows COTA, so he's able to apply things. And once you cross over halfway through the race, it's like, all right, I gained all the knowledge that I have. It's time to apply it.
Look at the fenders on that car, though. That's what I'm saying. Very patient out there. A lot of chaos on tore up race cars already. A lot of big name drivers out of this race.
Jordan Taylor's, he's on them tires. Need them tires. Austin Taylor's all over you.
Can't really settle in at this racetrack, can you, Chase? Always something. If you try to give up a position, now the car's two behind you is in there too. You might end up getting up two.
Yeah, we see that a lot with these cars now too. They're so draggy when guys get side by side and almost open up the door for the person behind you, even at ovals. But when I look at this track in particular, a lot of your passing zones lead to corners that put you in an unfavorable lane. So I look at turn one, you're obviously going to try to outbrake someone to the left. Well, that puts you on the outside going down the hill for turn two, which then has you out of position. Much like coming into turn 11, you're trying to outbrake to the left, and then that puts you in into 12. That puts you in a really tough position going into that stadium section. So just a really awkward track, and those braking zones really put you in a bad spot for the next turn.
Well, that's what it's designed for. The entertainment side of it and the ability to make those crossover passes. And you're exactly right, Chase. It's the braking zones don't get in and seven corners. You never really can get away from a guy cleanly once you do make a pass. So Ty gets the seven. And if you look at the top seven drivers, you really make a concept for the first of all. And then Truex and Taylor. And somebody else is going for at least one. Total detail that he's going to get on 24. If these guys feel a lap before maybe 2 laps before they fall off and you stay to the game plan there. I mean, what's cool, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, all top 4 cars right there. This is it's like in laps in F1 where it's like push, right? To get as much as you can on your in and on your out lap to try to leapfrog guys.
Ty got some of the speed, but I do like the mindset that they got behind no pit stop yet. They're still making the same times as people is chasing tires. So maybe the best strategy is to get until you need the fuel and do a two stop. That's what this looks like. Yeah. So if you split this up equally, 23, 23, 22, but they split 24, 24, 20, if you can do some fuel late in the clean spot early time. So with that, we'll have the better finish at the end of the stage two as well. Super 6 questions, and not just which driver will be ahead of the other, but by how many positions. Got to put your thinking cap on to win 10 grand today on Fox Sports Super 6. Man, it's big week.
That's all the biggest movers. Let's go down to January 9. It's all good too. Just give it less time. Take your time. You run out of fuel. Fuel down in races like this and super speedways. A lot of times it's most important. And these tires, they're low on these front runners.
The Camaro nameplate, well, get you one now or next year, because after that it's going away.
Well, look on that ticker. You see 45, Tyler Reddick. He will assume this lead. I would anticipate Byron and Allmendinger. Suarez pitting. Did a great job getting up through the field, not tearing that car up. And here he is. Going to assume the lead again.
Yeah, so he's only 8 seconds off. And then the full exchange on pit road, when the 24 commits to the pit entry lane, and by the time he gets to the exit, if the smooth pit stop happens, he'll lose 45 seconds. So 45 seconds back is where he'll end up blending back in.
That would put him back about 25th or 6th, but still on the lead lap at the worst. And here they're all in, all three. First pit stop of the day for William Byron, who has led now 17 laps.
Yeah, so far so good for them. We'll go down to pit road.
40 miles an hour. Doesn't look very fast, Regan.
Well, William Byron's been managing the tires and managing the fuel this entire run. No complaints on the race car. Said he loves where the car's at. And you see AJ Allmendinger in the 16 car behind him. The plan is to throw a radio into AJ, so if they get a yellow flag, he can try and hook it up and hear the race.
And William Byron leads them out of the pits as we look at our race off pit road, sponsored by Ram.
And there's the 8 car. So that's that push, push, push on the 8. You know, he got tires a little sooner. Will he be able to clear Suarez?
Well, statistically, we're seeing new tires worth about 0.6 of a second per lap over the worn ones that just came off. Tyler Reddick is back out front in Austin, Texas.
T-Mobile knows whether you break down in the middle of nowhere or get a flat tire on the edge of somewhere, people everywhere trust AAA to get them back on the road. And AAA trusts T-Mobile to be their exclusive wireless partner. Because T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. So with AAA's nationwide fleet connected on T-Mobile, the middle of nowhere is a lot closer than you think.
Ram owners have heart for being fearless, determined, and bold. That's why it's time for you to be a Ram.
My advice in this one very specific case is to definitely put all your Reese's eggs in one basket. And that your basket be enormous. Oh, and that your basket have wheels so you can roll it around from place to place.
We've come a long way in 125 years. From dirt tracks to super speedways and every track in between. Never backing down, pushing boundaries and giving it everything we've got. Yeah, we've come a long way, but there's still a lot more road to run. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR.
It's a privilege to be able to have land and manage it and work it. The land will teach you many lessons. Nature will teach you many lessons. But the biggest lesson is starting something and finishing it. It's not so much about getting ahead, because that'll never happen, but not getting too far behind.
Reggie Miller wanted to give away a Dave single for $1 every time there's a buzzer beater.
Oh. Just keeping you on your toes.
Even though we were going to do the deal anyway.
Reggie or not, you can get a $1 Dave single in the Wendy's app.
Where's the beef?
Working lap 25. Tyler Reddick leading Austin Dillon. That brings us to the Coca-Cola Racing Family Update with Dillon in second. Joey Logano after one pass-through penalty for cutting the S's in 10th. Hamlin 11th, same penalty. And Daniel Suarez just made his pit stop. So he is 18th. Corey LaJoie being posted to come to pit road, dragging the diffuser. He's had a tough day.
Yes, he has.
This guy here, though, he's finding his groove. He's leading by 4 seconds, and we've only got a few laps left in this stage. That was probably their agenda, was give up stage 1, and that way we can grab points in stage 2.
Our road course ringers, after everybody has now made one pit stop. Kimi Räikkönen in the number 91. He is 13th. Jordan Taylor just made a pit stop, 27th. Jenson Button was in the top 20s, fallen to 31st, to Connor Daly, 36th.
I like that. That's impressive for Kimi. You know, he's got that one start up at Watkins Glen last summer. Now he's applying it.
Same thing. Just, I think patience. You know, you come into something new like this. You knew, watched this before. You knew these restarts are going to be wild. Surviving a storm.
Yep. Räikkönen is the last Ferrari driving world champion. And he got his last Formula One win right here at COTA.
I like that. And look at that stud. He's got the sunglasses on in his character. Nobody else got to wear their sunglasses. I mean, is that an Iceman thing?
It's an evolution.
To wear sunglasses at night like Kim, yeah?
Yeah, I like that.
Larry Mack, let's talk fuel strategy here. With the tire fall off being less than a second, is that maybe what led teams to a 2-stop rather than a 3-stop strategy?
Mike, that's what I'm thinking, because right now when I look at the top 14 drivers, including Tyler Reddick in this 45 that's leading right now, yeah, he's probably going to get those 10 stage points here in a little over 3 laps. He's going to get that playoff point. But they stopped so early, they have to make 2 more trips to pit road. But from William Byron on down, everybody that pitted lap 20 or later, they only have to make 1 more pit stop. The tire degradation, the tire fall off is just not as great as we thought it was going to be.
Okay. For more on tires, here's Jamie.
Well, Mike, we have a new tire this year. It's grippier. Last year, didn't see much wear at all. This time, we are seeing wear. This came off of Jordan Taylor's car after 22 laps. The delaminating, it's almost like a chunking. This is the right rear. Same thing here with the left front. Now, we heard we could expect some of that. They saw it a little bit in practice, but certainly something to keep in mind moving forward.
Sure. Remember, Jordan had an early brake lockup, slid into another car there, so that might have been a contributing factor there. Well, Chase, if you were on the horn to Jordan right now, what would you be telling him?
Well, I think he's doing a good job. I mean, he's got the car clean, right? Not having any damage through this point in the race is a big deal, and he's got to get to the end in order to have a good finish. So I think he's doing a good job. And at these road courses, sometimes you just have to let this strategy play out and get closer to the end of the race to really understand what it's going to kind of look like. And I think you're at this, the stage where you got a lot of different stuff going on, and we need to just kind of see where it plays out when everybody gets closer to the end.
All right, Kurt's going to take us for a little tap dancing here with Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, I love the foot camera, and it helps really give you a perspective of how much he's on the brakes coming down to here into 11, pushing hard and blipping the throttle to match the downshifts on the revs. And then he'll ease into the throttle, ease into it, and go full, grabbing gears down the long back straightaway. Real quick blips. I mean, we're now graded on how quick we get our shifts done. But here we go. Boyer, take us down into 12.
This will be interesting if he pumps that pedal, pumps that brake pedal. I want to make sure, there it is. Just a little bit of feel. Want to make sure that pedal's there. Is not a good feeling when you go off in that corner 175 mile an hour. That pedal goes to the floor.
All right, Gunnar, you're laughing at that. Why? At that little confidence hit.
At Clint I'm laughing because he knows he would do the same because he's scared that you have no brake in that thing, you know. That is why I'm laughing. I'm not laughing. Yes. I think all the drivers, as much as they're tough guys, I mean, going in there at that speed, you want to make sure your brake is there when you get there.
Yes.
And then watch the throttle through this long carousel. Nice and easy all the way through. Nice and smooth, and then boom. Yeah, check that out. The heart rate. Boyer's all over this.
That's beating pretty good there.
That's a lot of beats.
You think he's working hot in this car too.
Look at last week with sustained high-speed laps compared to today.
He's working hard. The road courses do that. Road courses, to me, were always one of the toughest. And in Martinsville, like that place would always wear me out as well. It's just because you're up on the wheel and throttle, brake, steering all day long.
Lap again, let him know.
But I'd say right now, Reddick's in his groove. They're going to grab these stage points, and then they probably, I mean, I'll ask Larry Mack. I mean, they're probably going to run this out as far as they can go on gas and then see where they end up coming out.
You heard him talk about it, that 44, 45 lap.
Well, back to the ovals next week at Richmond on FS1, and then in 2 weeks, the NASCAR Cup Series heads to the dirt track at Bristol for some bumper-to-bumper mudslinging action, sponsored by Coyote Tractors. Easter Sunday evening only on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. Tickets available for the Bristol Dirt Race. You can get yours now at bristolmotorspeedway.com. So right now, every driver in the top 12 on your scoring pylon stopped between lap 11 and lap 14. So did Raikkonen and Keselowski. Byron is the first of those that stopped in the most recent sequence of lap 20 to 24.
Yeah, this is what's all new with the strategy on how things are going to get spread out for a little bit, but things will come back together like an accordion.
Well, that 24 card, he is on the two-tire stop, right? He is going to be the Reddick. You're watching Reddick in the lead. You know, he's clear out here, but he pitted so much earlier on lap 13 that he is going to have to pit somewhere around probably 38, 36 to make it to the end. And oh, by the way, that's not going to get him to the end. He's going to need some cautions. Without a caution, that 24 car is in the catbird seat. That's what makes this interesting. That's why you move and take away stage breaks and the things that they've done to try to make this interesting.
So Mike, Kurt, Clint, Gunther, I've been doing the math. So Tyler Reddick pitted on lap 13. If he goes to the max side of fuel number, 24, to your point, Clint, that takes him to lap 37. If he does that again, 24 more laps, it takes him to lap 61. That's 6 to 7 laps short of the checkered flag. That's going to take a lot of saving and a lot of cautions.
That's not going to get it. You're going to need cautions. I don't think you're going to save on this track this big. 20 turns, way too long around here. Going to need some help.
I agree with you. He's going to need some help. I mean, he had a 4-second lead a little bit earlier. Now it's a 7-second lead. Can you start to back it off? I don't really think you're going to gain that much fuel by dropping your pace, but he does have a big cushion.
Final lap of stage 2. Again, no stage breaks, just the stage end and the points awarded. The race rolls on. Reddick ahead of Austin Dillon, Michael McDowell, Harvick, who was the first car to stop today on lap 11, and Buescher.
It's a cool feeling being that far out in front, man. We hadn't seen that in a long time. Somebody that's in their rhythm, in their groove, and on a different strategy.
I think that's just it. I mean, you look down, Dillon and McDowell, they're the only other two. That 45 car was pretty much lights out to the competition all week long.
170 miles an hour, down to about 45. Right there for Reddick, completing stage 2 here. And going to pick up his first stage win of the season.
Yeah, if we ride along with him and just listen, that's a full shift. That was not a short shift. So he's second gear through here. And when you go to do some shifts and downshifts, you can start to gather a little bit of fuel, but 7 laps is going to be tough.
And out there he's got clean air, which is good as well. You know, he can do his own race in the moment, but then the only thing is fuel.
Yeah, right now the 45 team is racing the racetrack, racing their gas tank.
This is the stage hand. Still keep going. Doing good.
So Tyler Reddick wins stage 2, 7.5 seconds in front of Austin Dillon. Michael McDowell, Kevin Harvick, Chris Buescher, the top 5 at the end of stage 2.
That rocking chair would look great in our new house.
Oh, a new house, eh? Well, you should definitely see how Geico could help you save on homeowners insurance.
Nice tip. I'll give you $2 for the chair.
2? That's a Victorian antique.
All right. How much for the recliner, then?
Wait. How did that get out here? That is definitely not for sale.
Is this a yard sale?
If it's in the yard, then it's for sale.
Here we go.
Geico. It's easy to switch and save on homeowners and renters insurance.
Dad, you all right?
The road to college can be expensive. Luckily, Bank of America lets Dad switch his choice cashback category, so he earns more on gas.
With the Bank of America customized cash rewards card, you just can't stop getting rewarded.
Looks like you got a corner office. Lucky.
Be part of something greater. My A1C stayed here. It needed to be here.
Ray's A1C is down with Rebelsis.
I'm down with Rebelsis.
My A1C is down with Rebelsis.
In a clinical study, once daily Rebelsis significantly lowered A1C better than a leading branded pill. In the same study, people taking Rebelsis lost more weight. Rebelsis isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Rebelsis if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Rebelsis and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Rebelsis with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Need to get your A1C down?
A1C down with Rebelsis. You may pay as little as $10 per prescription.
Pull up a seat, because in 3 weeks, the real deal is back with a new season of the USFL. Reborn from the OGs. The hits, the picks, the dimes, drive so long you have to stop for gas. This isn't some Hollywood knockoff. This is Drivers USDA primetime football. Just ask these guys.
You better recognize the real.
Except no substitutes. The USFL. New season begins April 15th on Fox and NBC.
All the drivers on a 3-stop strategy coming in here at lap 32. Austin Dillon, who was running second the first car in, and Kevin Harvick, who led the first parade into the pits at lap 11, right behind him. Kyle Larson among those, with one more stop in the offing for them. And you see things are pretty well strung out. Oops, Kyle Larson too fast entering, and Ty Dillon has been given a penalty, drive-through penalty for Ty Gibbs for shortcutting the S's. Ty Gibbs. Justin Haley, the Celsius cam, giving us these shots. He's in 22nd. And 33 drivers on the lead lap.
I'm telling you, Gunther, 2-tire stop wins this baby without a caution. The way this race is spreading out, my man Byron's looking good.
2-stop strategy.
2-stop. You know what I meant.
Yeah, I know what you meant. I think we're here in the 45 might pit, and it's due to the lead that they have. If they do the full cycle, they might come back out within the group that pitted earlier. So they're looking to change up the strategy a little bit due to the pace. Here they are on pit road.
So you see upper left where the 24 is coming around to try to overhaul the 45.
Oh, he'll for sure overtake him. It's just a matter of where he blends back in. But let's go down to Regan.
Well, Tyler Reddick, the first run of the race was primarily loose everywhere. Little adjustment on the car. This time he's only loose through the carousel. Pretty happy from the driver's seat.
Clean pit stop. Didn't have to wait on fuel because they're not into the stretching on the fuel side. So be interesting to see where he plays out. There's your leader, 24. Or will be once it's cycled.
He will be, yes, because Buscher and Jones came in at lap 11 and 13 respectively. They will have to stop.
And he blended in a spot where there's not a lot of traffic, so that's actually pretty good. If he would have had like 3 or 4 guys sweating him, he would have lost more time on the exchange.
So Chris Buscher is your leader. He was on pit road at lap 11. Buscher, Eric Jones, and Joey Logano are the 3-stop cars that have yet to make their second stop, along with Haley and Burton, who are further back.
Right now it's all clear sailing, right? Everybody's a bit spread out. The chance for a yellow is at a minimum. I mean, there's always something that could happen. But these are when you first pit, if you're feeling lucky and everything's going your way, you end up with a yellow right after you pit.
Byron pulls out of the draft on Jones, who may be pitting this time. Jamie.
Yeah, listening to the radio for Eric Jones. He's just had a great weekend, Mike. Great qualifying effort of 8th yesterday. Went to the Skip Barber School here at COTA. Been putting a lot of effort into his road coursing skills, trying to get better. He's been pretty happy with the car. Now we could follow William Byron and learn a little bit more here, but Eric Jones shown in the 3rd spot on the 2-stop strategy.
Richard Petty, Dale Inman looking on. King won 7 championships in that 43 and 200 race victories, including a lot on the road courses at Riverside, California. All right, Buscher is in. That will hand the lead over to William Byron. Here's Jamie.
And Chris Buscher drives down pit lane for his 2nd stop of the day. Here's a driver who's sneaky good on the road courses, finished top 10 in the last 5 straight, including a 2nd at Sonoma. You see Eric Jones on the right side in as well. 4 tires and fuel for him.
So that leaves only Joey Logano of the 3 stoppers who has not been to pit road. Justin Haley and Harrison Burton.
What you're seeing is the usual suspects starting to pop back up here, and I like what I'm seeing though out of the 45. They aborted on that sequence, and now they find themselves 6 seconds back. I think that's actually minimizing the damage of what could have happened if they were going to go long.
So William Byron back to the lead. He led 16 laps previously today.
So what you got in that loader, Tony?
Just did my mail run, Chase. 3,100 pounds of letters from the best fans on earth.
You have this many fans?
Yes.
You sure some of this isn't hate mail?
Nope. All fan mail.
This one's about weight loss.
That's not mine.
It has your name on it.
I'm a popular guy.
It says VIP membership renewal.
Not cool to read other people's mail, kid.
This isn't fan mail.
Get 0% financing or save thousands at the Mahindra Spring Sale.
I need to try it first.
Okay, cut it.
Ray Magliozzi here. When you need parts, eBay Motors ensures a guaranteed fit. Let's say you'll need headlights and a bumper. At least you can skip the car wash. Just go to eBay Motors. The check means a guaranteed fit. Let's ride.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Perfect.
Nice.
As long as we're imagining.
Give it up for your ratings machine champion!
Me? Oh, come on.
Right now, get 3.99% financing for 48 months on our most popular models, including Camry, Corolla, Highlander, RAV4, and Tacoma.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
If your internet comes from T-Mobile, you should know it's just phone internet, not home internet. Cox Internet is faster and has more reliable download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet. Cox keeps you up to speed, especially during peak hours when you need it most. So don't get phone internet, get real home internet from Cox.
Chevy Silverado factory-lifted trucks. With the capability of a 2-inch lift, the versatility of the available multi-flex tailgate, and the connection of a 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Chevy Silverado, taking adventure to a whole new level.
Thank you for making Chevy Silverado the #1 selling full-size pickup in Arizona. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado 1500 pickups. See your Valley Chevy dealer.
If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, Arizona's motorcycle lawyers.
William Byron leading A.J. Allmendinger by 1.6 seconds. Daniel Suarez third. Tyler Reddick fourth. Just ran his personal fastest lap of the race. And last year's winner, Ross Chastain, fifth. Saturday on Fox, baseball's back. The Giants battle the reigning American League MVP Aaron Judge and the Yankees, or you'll see the Phillies take on the Rangers. It all begins Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Ty Gibbs cutting the S's. He'll make another drive-through penalty. His car has dropped a cylinder. And Harrison Burton, no first gear in the 21.
Got a nice little battle here with Truex and Bell. We've got Cindric in the mix. And all these guys are on the same strategy. They all pitted within a lap of each other. There's 20 seconds off of Byron's lead pace right now. I don't want to brag. I don't want to say anything crazy here. I'm watching the lap times. I mean, Tyler Reddick just busted off the fastest lap of his race on lap 34, and he's only 4 seconds back of the lead. He just now passed Suarez. That car is on fire. Not literally, but just in fuego. It's hauling the mail. It's going really fast.
Yeah, 4 seconds back, and he's catching him over, what, almost 2 seconds faster. He's catching him very fast. Wicked fast lap time.
Wicked fast.
So look at the dirt on that corner. You don't want, if a restart does happen, they better clean it up.
So one thing he's not doing is putting a dent in that 6 laps of fuel he needs to save, which, I mean, that's an impossibility, right?
I mean, right now, I think
he's doing it with his race car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Chase and I were talking about it a little bit off the air. I mean, Chase, I think what they did is they just said, man, our strategy is so far out there, we've got to abort and get back into the normal range. What do you think, Chase?
I would agree, and I think probably the biggest thing that's saving him is his pace, right? So he's in a position right now where he's outpacing these guys, and even though they messed up on the strategy, they kind of got baited into pitting early because of those early cautions. Now that it's strung out, they realize they were in a lot of trouble, and his pace is saving him. He's fast enough. He got that lead. He wasn't thinking about saving fuel. He's thinking about getting a big enough gap so that when they stop, that 40 seconds or so that you mentioned, he was going to fall back in line closer to the lead on the back end of the stop in. So now they're back in good shape, and he's close enough to him now where, heck, he might catch him outright with that pace he's showing currently.
Yeah, we talked about it. You know, it's lap 36. It's going to, we think the number's somewhere around 44, 45. With the pace he has, they made a mistake, if you will. They chanced it on a different strategy, didn't work out, but he's so fast, it's not going to matter. He's right back into that conversation on that same lap.
Now, one driver who did not change his game plan was Joey Logano. They stopped at lap 11, and Logano is still out there. He's in 8th place, but he's the only driver on the lead lap who has not made his second stop. He just goes by again, so he's going to run it more than 24 laps on this tank.
That's a long stretch on fuel. That's I guess they're just trying to jump in that bed, and that's the bed they're laying in now.
Chase, talk to me about attrition. Not having those stage breaks, right? The caution coming out, taking that breather as a driver. Pretty hot out here. Workload through the roof on this long track.
No, I think you're spot on, and I think it's relevant today, too. I mean, this is probably the hottest day that they've had throughout the season. Obviously, I haven't been at the last couple or whatever, but it looks like and seems like this has been the hottest weekend. William talked about it in our post-practice debrief yesterday, so I know it's been on their minds. And not to mention, Byron and Allmendinger both ran that race yesterday, so you know they were smoked after running those last 20 laps 110%. So definitely on their minds, and still a long ways to go, too.
Big pass right there as Reddick goes by Allmendinger and up into second place.
I think Allmendinger, I know he did. He just let him go right there. That car's getting that big in the mirror that quick. Have at it.
Yeah, that's a little bit of etiquette I think we just found. But yeah, when a car catches you that fast, it's just like, you know what, buddy, you go on ahead.
Especially this point in the race. Race this racetrack. Race the strategy.
Win the battles you need to win. Yes. And that wasn't one of them, right?
Yeah. Not yet. Pay window. You hear me say it every weekend. That old window is not open yet, Gunther.
Clint, you're going to lose your money. There are 2 players still alive in our Super 6 contest for $10,000.
Yes.
I think there's probably still at least one question still to be decided.
That's a race fan. Yep. I'm telling you right now, if you had all those picks right in the wild start to this race and you were still in it to win it, hats off to you. Come and get my money.
I like it.
Jamie.
Well, you guys mentioned Joey Logano and how he has not pitted since lap 11. I talked to Paul Wolf, his crew chief, and he said this weekend, the road course stuff in general, they're just off a little bit. Don't have that raw speed that they really feel they needed to contend for a win. Thought maybe a 5th to 10th place car, so they're mixing that up with strategy here. And Joey, of course, right now, those old tires, he just wants some adjustments. Drive off, not very good, a little too tight in the 22.
So staying with the plan, Larry says they could probably go one more lap before they absolutely need fuel. William Byron out front. Of all the top 6, only one of them has never had a top 5 finish on a road course. And that's Byron.
Say what?
Yeah, he's the only driver in the top 6 without a road course victory. Or a top 5.
Top 5. Okay, wow.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
I would have thought he would have had that box checked already.
Right.
But the year he's having, that's going to be short-lived. That's that.
That's for sure. Uh-oh.
Christopher Bell.
All this talk about strategy.
Now, you see the blue flag waving. That is an advisory flag. There is something ahead you need to be aware of. You don't have to slow down. You don't have to stay in line. It's just it's an advisory flag for the drivers. Trouble ahead. In that case, it was the 20 around.
Very close. Ryan Preece and
Larry said the track looked dirty in that area, and that may be why he spun. Here's a look.
It was. I mentioned it earlier. Everybody goes through that dirt. Car in front of him nailed it. Look how low McDowell was behind him all the way down in it. If a restart does happen, they better get the outside of that corner cleaned up. There was a bottom out. You hear us talking about those rub blocks. Look at the dirt flying.
Yeah, that's turn 8. You can drop your right sides off, and then it looked like Seabell missed the corner by maybe a tire width, which put his outside tires in a lot of the fuzz that's been kicked up. But here we go. Here's Reddick.
Unbelievable
the pace that he has.
Just think how fast or how far ahead he would have been if he had been on a two-strategy call there, two-stop strategy.
Let's see.
To the inside for the lead.
Not much you can do to defend that.
Just dive spot.
Clear.
Clear, you are the leader.
He had this speed in practice. The question was, you know, that upfront speed that he showed in practice, was it going to live? And I would have told you, Gunther, there's no chance he could have kept that pace up. Boy, he proved me wrong in this race.
I think he proved us all wrong, you know. I mean, it's so amazing the pace he has got. I mean, you know, with the pit stops, I mean, he's just like got it all back. Can you imagine with the two-stop strategy for the race where he would be now? He would be going to lap some people.
So Joey Logano, you saw, just made his second stop of the day. He will need one more. 30 laps to go in the Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix at Circuit of the Americas. Tyler Reddick has retaken the lead from William Byron.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day, stretch the weekend, haul, or tow. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough, and it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Because this isn't just about our capability, it's about yours.
COVID-19 and being overweight makes it more risky. I'm calling my doctor. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Authorized for emergency use, Paxlovid is an oral treatment for people 12 and up who have mild to moderate COVID-19 and have a high risk factor for it becoming severe.
My symptoms are mild now, but I'm not waiting. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Having even one risk factor, like being over 50, diabetes, or smoking, increases your chances of severe COVID. Taken within 5 days of symptoms, Paxlovid reduced the risk of developing severe COVID-19 by 86%.
Paxlovid may strengthen or weaken other medicines. Taking it with certain medicines may cause life-threatening side effects or affect how Paxlovid works. So it's critical to tell your doctor about all medicines you take, including herbal supplements, because lab tests or changing the dose of your medicines may be needed. Tell your doctor if you have any serious illnesses, allergies, liver or kidney disease, are pregnant or plan to become pregnant, are breastfeeding or use birth control. Paxlovid may affect how your birth control works. Don't take Paxlovid if you're allergic to nirmatrelvir, ritonavir, or any of its ingredients. Serious side effects can include allergic reactions, liver problems, and issues with HIV medicines. Other side effects include altered taste, diarrhea, high blood pressure, muscle aches, abdominal pain, nausea, and feeling unwell.
With my asthma, I knew it could be riskier. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Ask your doctor or pharmacist if Paxlovid is right for you.
I need to try it first.
Yeah. Come on, Charlie!
Get crafts, sporting goods, restaurants, and the future of NASCAR all from your neighborhood. DoorDash.
You're watching Tyler Reddick lead William Byron by 1.4 seconds from our Goodyear aerial coverage. Powering every mile and every moment on NASCAR's road to victory. Goodyear, more driven. 29 laps to go here in Austin, Texas. In just 3 weeks, Real Football for Real Fans is back. The USFL season opening kickoff weekend starts the new season April 15th and 16th on Fox, NBC, and FS1. There's Daniel Suarez, 3 seconds back of the lead, and A.J. Allmendinger, 3.5 back. Third and fourth. Ross Chastain is fifth.
Lap 40 here, still plan C. Next up's the 24. Let's go.
Plan C.
That plan C is, without a doubt, Billy Scott is going to do exactly what those other guys are going to do. And I'm going to tell you, whenever they pit, when they say they're going to pit, I want to be on that sequence. I do not want to get off a sequence with the guys I'm racing against that I'm way faster than, oh, by the way.
This whole idea of running the race backwards, finding out how much fuel you need to get to the end, making that your last stop, and starting with the finish lap and backing up the race is widely credited to engineer Bob Cuneo, builder of winning modifieds, Paul Newman's Datsuns, the Bodine bobsleds, and he was the lead engineer for Jeff Bodine in the Cup Series and developed this way of running road courses from the last lap backwards to the first. You'll have that very good. Did you know that? I did not understand. I'm so impressed. I'm getting so much history lessons from Mike this weekend. I'm going away like, just enlightened. Well, let's get current with internet. Mike, I was crew chief obviously that day. Paul Andrews was the crew chief for Jeffrey Bodine. And when we saw what they were doing, we had no idea what they were doing. In fact, we wondered what they do. They went to victory lane. Sure did. Denny Hamlin's going to have a hard time getting the victory lane today. 17th at the time of that speed. Yeah, it was the same corner. This is turn 8 where everybody kicks up the dust. And if you're offline a little bit, you're out there in fuzz. Fuzz got him. I mean, the Popo are in the chicane in the S's, right? That Fuzz is probably just there. Their ability to get down below those rumble strips and just keep dipping farther and farther into that dirt. So many times, Sonoma, when even everybody getting in the one and up the hill there, dipping their left side. Oh, my gosh. Turn 9, debris has brought out the third caution of the day. There's the dirt. That's where you're at. Danny Hamlin came back on track in turn 9. But yeah, I don't like it. From my strategy conversation, these guys you need to breather. But dang it, they caused it. They were in the dirt. And what happens is so many green flag laps, so many cars going through the dirt in turn 8, the whole place is turning into soup over there. Look at that. If you miss your line and don't get down, you said it, Kurt. You nailed it too. And Denny, he was just a little bit high above those rumble strips, got those left side tires in it. What do you think, Chase? Did you like it?
Oh, man. I don't know what to think about that. If I'm Tyler Reddick, I certainly don't like that at all. I've been in that position. But, yeah, I mean, obviously, to your point, they need to get it cleaned off now because those cars are going to have to be too wide going through that corner. So, as long as they get it cleaned off, but yeah, if I'm Tyler, I'm probably not too happy.
And then they're going to set the judge around for that corner of the track. And we remind you again, there are no track limits here except in the S's. You want to shortcut that corner, kick up a little dirt like the guys used to do at Riverside, California? Well, you go right ahead, but here's the result.
Look how much dirt they kicked. Whoa, don't look at it. Look at that dirt that was kicked up in that corner.
It was getting pretty bad. But he's going to need some fancy footwork there because this is one of the narrowest pit roads in NASCAR. And if they all come, we have 33 cars on the lead lap.
Oh, this pit road is about to be as busy as a McDonald's drive-thru. I mean, everybody's going to be down there.
But look at this. There's 27 to go, and you can go 24 on a tank of gas, right? Well, the caution laps will save you fuel. So
for the green light checkers if that comes out for overtime.
Larry's calculator's burning up.
They did that on like they live in the moment.
Let's get 4 tires, pack it full of fuel. Live in the moment right now.
I agree with that.
Off the crew chief, and the pressure's on the pit crews now. Well, for the third time today, the Toyota Camry TRD, all in this year, gets a chance to face the field. Remember, no stage breaks on the road courses this year. And the strategy we've seen today has been very interesting, especially with Tyler Reddick starting out with one strategy and now it appears flipping to another. But Larry, I guess this stop will just put everybody in the same bucket.
It does, Mike. And again, to Kurt's point, we're a little bit shy of the fuel window, but they're probably going to run one or two more caution laps. So, yeah, just make sure we're mistake-free, packing full of fuel. When we were looking, I need to save you. You need to save me 6 laps. No can do. Save me a lap. Now we're talking. I might be able to do that inside this race car. When you guys talk to me when I watch the broadcast a lot, it's cautions, free cautions. There's not a hot thing going on. We'll do it for that. Is it too soon? Wait for the restart. 2 years, we're done. It's out. There is no way that's the last caution, Mike. They're the pit crews and the ranked this season for pit road performance. Byron's on that list. Larry, we know you need fuel. What about tires, 2 or 4? You know what? I got fired after Phoenix. It's pretty simple here. 4. But if you leave before I get off 4 on here, I'm coming back out there and get you. I'm feeling that burning from inside. You fired yourself. You didn't get fired. You know what? I should have. Good time to fire me on Monday. That's so funny. Might not take it till Monday. FTC on the plane going home. You know, with Reddick pitting and pitting later, he's going to be able to. Here's another tidbit. Probably going to be able to take less fuel and get out even faster up on that stop where everybody else has to wait on that max fuel. That's going to be something that's interesting to watch here as well. Whoa. Larry, would anybody stay on? Pace car. We've been watching Joey Logano. Remember, he hit about 38. The minute the caution came out, he started saving fuel. We've been watching his throttle charts. And there he goes. You're right, Jamie.
Alex Bowman in the 48th been running top 10 all day long. Remember, he finished second here a year ago. 4 tires, he told him twice. Wait on fuel, wait on fuel. Here goes the second can there, Ricky.
Tyler Reddick, he has been getting better as the day goes on. Needed lateral grip. The adjustments have been good. Just a little bit more. And a water bottle as it's extremely hot out here right now. The 99 of Daniel Suarez, a great run in 3rd place. Car was tight earlier. It's 2-3 for him right now. Sliding the back just a bit. And the 24 of William Byron, that run the first time he started losing forward drive.
Tyler Reddick beats the deal out of the pits. Here's your race on pit road. Allmendinger ran. Allmendinger had trouble. Lost a lot of spots back there. So as the field forms up out of the pits, we'll take you side by side. 26 laps to go.
T-Mobile knows whether you break down in the middle of nowhere or get a flat tire from end to somewhere, people everywhere trust AAA to get them back on the road. And AAA trusts T-Mobile to be their exclusive wireless partner because T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. So with AAA's nationwide fleet connected on T-Mobile, the middle of nowhere is a lot closer than you think.
Brand owners have heart for being fearless, determined, and bold. That's why it's time for you to be a Ram. Now with 0.9% financing for 60 months, get an average of $11,600 in finance savings on our most popular models.
Pods handles the driving. Pack at your pace, store your things until you're ready, then we deliver to your new home, across town or across the country. Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
For great views, go to Kansas. For unforgettable views of action like racing, go to Kansas Speedway. With a premier facility that gives fans what they want, now they want to see it. And with a Saturday doubleheader, a Sunday Cup Series race, and great deals on kids' tickets, the views will get better all weekend long. Get your tickets today at KansasSpeedway.com.
It's the iHeartRadio Music Awards with host Lenny Kravitz. With all answers live. The Innovator Award recipient Taylor Swift. And performances by
26 laps to go at Circuit of the Americas. Time for our incredible bank ones to watch. Clint, who you got?
Allmendinger all the way. Came in third, 15th now. Had a bad pit stop. If anybody can do it. Hey, J.K., I'm going to go with Reddick. He's going to be the rabbit once he clears these couple front runners. I think we're going to know. He's on different strategy, and you never know if it comes to it. Yeah, I'm looking at William in the 24.
19. Oh.
Equal tires with the 45. He hasn't been that way in quite some time. Hopefully he can have a little extra pace.
Well, looking at the track house cars, Suarez and Chastain won 2 of the races here last year. See what they've got in this final one. To the checkered flag, 26 to go. Those are your incredible bank ones to watch.
I suppose with seniority you get to pick 2 spots. What's that? It's time to pick the whole organization there, right? So we had to pick one.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, they'll come to the Geico restart zone. Oh my, that's Harrison Burton up front. Now he is in second. He has no first gear, we're told. And here they come. Logano, Burton, Reddick, Cody Ware up there. William Byron, Suarez, Chastain. They're on. Here we go. Oh boy. Look at they all the way down to pit lane on the inside. Lock them up.
Oh, the 45 overshot turn 1.
Great move. You were just smart. Staying out of it. Really right. Interesting. Wow, that is such a cool view.
You know, that's exactly what Logano couldn't afford to do. He needed to come off of turn 1 in that lead and didn't.
That was Brian Campion on the box for William Byron. Former IndyCar champion, lead engineer.
I like your pick, Mike Chastain. New life for him.
Oh, Reddick sends it.
He loves those braking zones. That's got to be where the lap time and the majority of the lap time is coming from. It's always braking zones into 1, 11, and 12.
So in qualifying, the difference that I saw between Byron and Reddick, Byron won the pole, and his Chevy seemed to have more speed down the straightaways. Reddick would eat him up in the braking zones.
Wow. Tell you who didn't? Suarez. Big time dive bomb, couldn't get it slowed down, showed off the racetrack.
But this is again that who's who of the road racing group.
And Byron, I would have thought he had that top 5 and win by now, but we've got Reddick, we've got Chastain, Bowman, Suarez, and Dillon's always a little sneaky. And then Bell won the Roval last year. I mean, this is a normal, the usual suspects. You see Allmendinger on the inside there trying to dig out that hole. Yeah, he's going to be one cut out for him for sure.
34 cars on the lead lap. Coming to 24 to go.
I thought we'd see more root and gouging and throwing fenders and slamming doors, but it's fairly civilized again on that restart. There's still a long way to go. I mean, you see 24 in there, but that's 3.41 miles attached to 24 laps. So here's the replay, and I would have thought Reddick, with that monster energy clause on the inside, would have just kind of turned and left. But he missed the corner. Just so deep. Yeah, he allowed out to handle the lead back to those guys.
And they were 6 wide in the back. Wow. So we got some radio chatter from earlier. Drivers and spotters talking about restarts for one of the earlier cautions. We'll begin with spotter Stevie Reeves.
Yeah, well, we're in the middle of like 4 wide right there. So comes up the hill and then she moves over to that. Yeah, that particular restart, you actually had clear all the way to the bottom, given 1 and 2. But I know you can tell from driving up the hill that you walk in front of the
Jordan Taylor earlier in the race. It was spot on for what we saw right off the bat. Trying to be patient, take care of that car because he knew it was fast. Aggression's the name of the game with these boys. They don't play. Sixth place here. Suarez and Bell went to victory lane the last time we were on a road course at the Charlotte Roval. Xfinity fastest lap of the race. We mentioned it when it happened. Tyler Reddick, 92.5 miles per hour average. Todd Gilliland following off on fresh tires, 92.3. Byron Busch Schwartz. And I don't know if he's going to have enough, Kurt. Byron running at 2:13.71, Reddick 2:13.11. So fast in that 45 car. You know what happened with that last run was that the 45s, when they aborted the whole situation, they might not have been totally full on fuel. We know now that they had the pack full of fuel, and the balance might have changed here on the short run. But these are the two guys that sat on the front row. These are the two guys that have been setting the pace. We've now got the two fastest cars running 1-2 with a long way to go. This is going to be a sword fight. It's going to be a gunfight. It's going to be a knife fight. But it's a matter of when you pull out those little weapons to get the advantage. Or you just do it right now. Chase Wennon, here goes the right to the inside, like you said, right now. And crossing right over is Byron. Perfect crossover. They're now going to be side by side down this whole straightaway. And it's like, who's going to outbreak who? And I think the blue and 5 is going to try to stick it on the outside here because they'll have the inside for 2013. Took words out of my mouth. That's what I was going to say there. Not only do you have to outbreak them, strategize and who has the track position for running on the exit. He let him go. An opportunity for Chastain to close there. Not sure he quite made the most of it, but see those two cars side by side. Yep, there's the one. He likes this. Reddick loves to be on the inside there. And now you're going to cross back under? Sure as heck did. I love that section of the racetrack. Look at this. Now we're back side by side, the opposite side, but the 45 will have the inside all the way through the trigger shot. 4 different opportunities in a row to cross each other back over. Can he shake him? Didn't shake him. Now Byron's got the advantage. That's good racing. And they are racing each other with a lot of respect right now. Good 45 cross back under. Gonna try. Not that quite in there. Chase, what do you think? Is it a little too soon for this kind of back and forth, or you just take it where you can get it?
No, I definitely don't think it's too soon for a couple of reasons. One, because you see Tyler trying to get back to the inside of William. But again, he's going to be in a bad spot for trying to back down the middle. But I think you want control of the race because the longer you run behind somebody, the hotter your tires are getting, and you're making it harder for you to make that pass later on down the road. So I think you want to get it done while you can, and I think that's why you see Tyler pushing so hard to do it. But it's interesting watching him exit 11 and coming on the front straightaway. That guy on the inside is at such a disadvantage because of the grip that the paint has. And those guys want to get out there with that paint to help get down those straightaways.
All right, here's that turn 8, 9. Reddick's there. 10 is the fastest corner on the track right here, and down into 11. You're spot on. Reddick is so much faster when you're in track position. This end of the racetrack, he's just so hard to keep behind you.
Hey, boys, 3-horse race now. I mean, Chastain was right there at the corner. Didn't get as good a launch off of turn 11, but if these guys keep running side by side, it'll be a 3-car race.
Watch how much better he can get in the corner than Ray. It's been that way all day long. And now, can he close the door? Can he shove him off into the white paint area? Yes. Now, you got to protect him. If you hit from behind, you got to be ready for the hit from behind. This is a tough section to run away from somebody. Such slow corners, it's easy for somebody to come back and bump you from behind.
What's his heartbeat now? How about 184?
Wow, I think he might have finally found just enough wiggle room to try and break away.
Look at him right back down after he got that lead.
Woo, I feel better. And now Byron's under pressure from Chastain, so now Byron's got to look in the mirror and try to still chase down Reddick and hit his marks. Safe Chastain is clean as anything else other two races. Behind Chastain is Alex Bowman with a little unfinished business with Chastain from last year's finish here. Exactly right. But that shows you again, Bowman put himself in position. I mean, he's always there. He's like a stealthy guy that always shows up at the end of these races. With our little course ringers, Jordan Taylor's worked his way back up into the top 20, just above 27. Kenny Russell is 29th, Connor Daly, 36. 46 years straight, more of your trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day. Streets Weekend. COTA. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they built Ford Town. That's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Because this isn't just about the vehicle. It's about yours. People throw around legend a little too freely these days. Legends are legends for a reason. It's why most are never called back. The original legend in this sport is about 75 years of our past. And all the unforgettable moments that will those years up. So after all this time, when we call something NASCAR legends, you best know we mean it. Dude, what are you doing? I'm protecting my car. That's too much work. WeatherTech is so much easier. Laser measured floor liners up here, seat protector and cargo liner back there. Nice. Out here, side window deflectors, and mud flaps, and the bump step to keep the bumper dent free. Cool. It's the best protection for your vehicle, new or pre-owned. Great. But where do I order? WeatherTech.com. Your morning coffee. Hot, delicious, comforting. But by the third or fourth cup, your stomach might not feel so good. If that sounds like you, replace your afternoon cup with 5-Hour Energy. It's perfect for when you're feeling coffeeed out. Coffee in the morning, 5-Hour Energy after. Your stomach will thank you. Discover 5-Hour Energy.
This spring, explore everything Fox Nation has to offer for $1.99 a month when you sign up for a yearly plan. Experience new stories that will renew your faith. Get Fox Nation for $1.99 a month when you sign up for a yearly plan. Available for a limited time.
Here is what must be left on the track. And now is when the future is written in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by the Credit One Bank NASCAR American Express Card. 20 laps to go. This Tyler Reddick leading William Byron by 0.7 of a second. Ross Chastain, Alex Bowman right there in the picture. Must have been respect. Well, Chase, your horse is keeping pace with Reddick out front. You think Reddick's safe?
I don't see how he's saving. I mean, I think that's way too close. Maybe if he had 5-10 car lengths, but if you just watched him during the break there, he was covering turn one, braking. So I don't think so. I think what we talked about earlier, with him running behind William for so long, I feel like that did hurt his tire. So toe link broke. As a toe link broke. Yep.
It's going to be interesting getting around there. He should be able to.
That's a tough break. Again, might have been from that hit earlier. Finally, just up to
a tough day for Kyle. Fast race car. Let's take it out. Long's getting into next race. Should be able to limp that around. He's only a couple corners away from pit entry. As long as he can get to pit road, we can save a caution here. Ryan Preece just came undone. He got penalized for shortcutting the S's, and on his pass down pit road, he was speeding. So he'll be back. Projection number 27. Able as the Celsius can, giving it use as they battle for 27. And Kyle Larson has made it to pit road. So we will stay green. Look at the slip sliding around. Yeah, those top four have separated themselves, but I mean, there's so much racing still to go. 19 laps, tire drop off. I mean, it seems to have stabilized. And the pace that we expected for these tires to drop off just never showed up. And I don't know if that's for the rubber from the Truck Series race, the Xfinity cars out there filling in the track. But man, we expected a completely different type of feel with the tires. So next week, the Cup Series is on FS1. Short track action from Richmond, Virginia. The Toyota Owners 400 begins next Sunday, 3:30 Eastern. Pre-race coverage starts at 2. That's on FS1 on the Fox Sports app. And Larry Mack will be with us in the booth to help break down all of the strategy of short track racing at Richmond. It's a good point, Mike. You know, sitting there talking about strategy on the road course, that Richmond race, all about strategy. Handy and nice to have Larry back in the booth with us. Help me explain that.
Well, Mike, we talked about the 16 range and Allmendinger and how they have had trouble with the radios all day long. And you see going on the pit side right now, that it's going to say 2 laps short. They believe they're 2 laps short on fuel. A lot of nerves up and down pit road right now in terms of if they can make it if this race goes green.
Well, I'll tell you, Regan, the guy that needs to read that sign is going too fast to read that sign. Look at that. Sign, one says stay out, one says too short. Man, you got to have that out in front of him pretty good to be able to see it. I mean, we are at COTA, and it'd be cool to see him hang over that short pit wall like you would see in F1 or MotoGP, but I don't think NASCAR is going to allow that. They're going to have to communicate from the pit box side behind the concrete barrier. Well, you say that. Let me see if I can get a hold of Chris Rice on that box. Let's just go to the line. They already have enough radio trouble. Hey, I can handle this. Hey, Chris Rice, reporter of the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you. You got me?
Yeah, I do. Tell me what you're doing there. Driver can't hear you?
Yeah, I am able to hear something. Really trying to let it know he's a couple laps short. And the pit right there. Did have a really good stop, and, 2 laps short, he told me to get my time. So we're going to overtime. Back like late days.
Old school, I dig it, man. Fast race car. Anybody can get it there at the end of this thing on these restarts and see him get by another one right there. It's him.
Yeah, he's a rock star, man. He does a good job. Hey, we haven't just got today, but our program will just get better and better. We only have second year yet, so you'll make us better, and we'll get better from this, and we'll be ready for the next road course. So we're just going to keep digging, try to get top 10 out of it. That's what it's all about.
Thanks, man. Allmendinger just passing Joey Logano. And moving back into the top 10. Yeah, it shows you how costly, the spots are so hard to come by. Costly pit stop for them. Then at the fact on restart, all right, I got to be aggressive, and I can't even hear my spotters. I don't know if I'm outside of 3, 5, 12. I don't know where I'm at. That's tough. I mean, when there's one little thing wrong, and that just starts to snowball. But, Allmendinger, he's way cool behind the wheel. He doesn't get upset about anything. All right, now let's listen in on the 45 talking fuel.
We're 1 lap short along the 24, so one looks to be the best in the United States. So we got to keep the lead. You always keep the same.
Chase, I ain't gonna save me a lap. Well, with those guys being right behind him, that's gonna be tough. I guess the question then comes: I think trying to save it
throughout your run is the best thing you can do, just a little bit at a time. The other option is you run hard, go for a caution, or you just say, hey, look, we're not going to make it. We have to do what we have to do to go from here. But it's so hard to give up the lead. But I do think now he is managing that gap, and I do think he is saving. But saving a lap under green is going to be a tall order.
Absolutely. Where I see him doing that, we talked about Kurt catching it out. His strong suit getting into the corner. I think he's backing them corners up. Idling that thing in there, shoots over there around the carousel. Maybe get third and be a little bit slower in there. Give up in the areas that don't matter the most. 100%. It's tough, but good information there for Billy Scott. The 24 is in the same boat you are. So earlier, with 17 to go, that's the best information you can get.
17 laps remaining in the Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix. All of you at home have a chance to buy two-time Daytona 500 winner Michael Waltrip's Jeep Wrangler. Just go to echopark.com for details.
I did a walkthrough of that car too. Not a scratch on, had all the fenders on, tires won't wear out. Couldn't leave that thing alone. Would you buy his car?
No, I don't. I was going to ask you, are you going to buy it?
You talking so good about it. I think you need a new Jeep. See, it's on buy his car. Buy a Jeep.
All right, Reddick leading William Byron by 0.6 of a second, and both trying to save fuel as we go side by side.
It's Ryan Fixadet. Welcome to the team. Who wants to race? I like this team. Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
I need to try it first.
As a mom, I want to have peace of mind while she's at college. I like to know where she is and that she's safe.
We got a flat tire. We pull over, it's super dark. We're able to reach out to our family members, let them know that we were safe.
I have been in many situations on the road where Verizon was the only reason I got from point A to point B.
That's
Ratty
the
gun.
most reliable 5G network in America.
The #1 in JD Power Awards for network.
Another car?
30 times in a row. Does your phone run on Verizon?
Yes, Stenhouse.
This is Dirt Racer Kenny Wallace. The Dirt Race is back at Bristol in 2023, and once again, it's a night race. It's the Food City Dirt Race, 7 p.m. on Sunday, April 9th. I want to see all of my diehard NASCAR and dirt racing fans there, so get your tickets today. Remember, this isn't just any old dirt race. It's a dirt race at Bristol, baby.
When we call something NASCAR legends, you best know.
Keep up with them.
15 laps to go. Tyler Reddick and William Byron have both slowed their race pace. Here's your aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, powering every lap, every mile, and every victory on the road. And then Goodyear, more driven, showing you the 3 leaders working their way down here as we're 15 laps from the finish. Saturday on Fox Baseball's back. The Giants battle the Yankees, or you'll see the Phillies take on the Rangers Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Now, the 1 of 99 are saying that they are right on their number. They can make it on fuel. Well, maybe not so the leaders.
short shifting out. There's a whole house where you can, when that was we are here by the better job than he does. We'll get a man. Really close on the people there waiting. Next car really close. They can be doing salvage shifting and braking late. That's enough for you. By the way, you get back all the way up to the one car if you need.
That's the key. All right, you know I'm lifting early in the corners. That short shifting that I talked about. But I'm managing that gap. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to give you everything I can until he starts pushing you. Trying to manage that gap. Give up in the areas that I know I can give up. And it'll probably save the most fuel. And then over on the S's and stuff like that. If he comes to me a little bit, so be it. But I know if I'm ready, my strong suit is I can get off in the corner a lot deeper than he can. You got to use your strengths, and the strengths of the braking zone for the 45. And like you said, Warrior, through the S's, maybe you can cruise on some of the throttle, but you got to exit turn 9 with your authority, get through 10. That way you can gap yourself and not put yourself in a vulnerable spot to be took in a braking zone. But all these guys are going to say, you know what this remind them? Back in the day, when we were on Sonoma, we always had this type of race where you had to detune the engine a little bit to save the fuel. And then we would be working the throttle and short shifting to try to make sure that we had that extra fuel for the end. Well, the year I won out of Sonoma, Kurt, it was me and you that was battling for it. That's what I was doing. I was managing over the S's because I knew they didn't matter. You could get to me, but I had to be good. Coming off that last corner, Tim. This one's the one he's going to make it interesting for both of them. He's going to push him hard enough because he's better on fuel. He could run them out of gas. Alex Bowman, plus 1,700 there. He's in fifth place. He's 4.5 back. Having a great season with only one finish out of the top 10. And he was a contender to win it all year last year. Let's hear about his fuel situation.
Another 180 in the 1 and 12, another 180 in the 1 and 12, and 99 50 you make it. Don't run out of gas. That's not enough in level 1. You're left around 4 and 1.
They have committed fully on that 48. That 48 car was running with the top 3. He was right in the same screen, same picture. He's backed off the most. He's going full conservative, running fifth, but he's going to have the best opportunity with fuel. All these top 3 are pushing each other. That's exactly right. There's no chance we're going to run those lap times. We're going to run out of gas. Back this thing up. Let them boys go out there and push each other. Chase, how hard is that to do when they tell you if you can't outrun them, I'll blast them?
Yeah, that's a tough one, and I think Clint touched on it. The one is in a position where now that they think that they can make it, he's wanting to push those guys in front of him and keep them from saving. Alex was in a position where he didn't necessarily have to worry about that. He was in the back end of the pack, so he knew he was short. They said, "Hey, we're not going to make it," so now he's full blown save, and he's going to try to get to the end. So if you're tough, you're not going to give up the lead. And I think Williams really just pacing himself off of him, and I think Ross is trying to push those guys, but they're still making great pace, so it's really tough to know.
8 different teams in the top 10 here with 13 laps to go, and the race pace has now fallen off to a little slower than 2 minutes 15 seconds. How many times have you done that in your career? Until you start saving fuel and you're going faster or yelling at you, no, I said save fuel. I'm rolling in the corners better. I'm in my groove, and I've found better pace doing this. This is a nail biter. This is so difficult to manage a race as a leader, and you're trying to save fuel, and you're this close to the end. There's so much going on inside the car.
Regan?
Well, guys, just another thought and possible strategies also here. The 8-car Kyle Busch was running in 12th at the time, knew that they could not make it. They were going to be short, so they went ahead and split this end of the race in half and basically already made their pit stop under green. He's just going to go as hard as he can for the end of the race and hope that everybody runs out in front of him.
Lots of different agendas here. Gunner, you don't have to worry about fuel at all in your race? No. You have to worry about that sometimes if you use too much fuel, and then you need to have some fuel left in the fuel tank for the sample, so sometimes you have to just load it down a little bit, but otherwise it's more to save tires. You have to save, just if you get to that elimination of fuel, not an issue.
One thing that we haven't mentioned, and it just dawned on me, there's SMT, there's live data on steering
throttle, and brake trace. And you can get a live mile per gallon usage per lap. And so if you're at a certain point 2, 3 over, or you need to get to the other side of the scale, the team can tell you lap by lap. Let's go.
Alex Bowman fifth right now. The team has told him run 80% wherever you can. We're going to be about a handful of laps short. They also heard that the 99 was good fuel, so they might need to go by. So certainly keeping an eye on Bowman. It seems like they're down at least 5 laps short now.
Spot on, Jamie. He took off. He went to the win on that horse on the floor. And he's running 2:13.80s. He's loser 2:15.60s. We have some drop in development. Real quick on the Bowman, 80%. That means 80% drop. That means you're never even going wide open. You're leaving that last 20% closed off so you can save fuel. But yeah, this the Flores showing up to the party is really going to bring in a fiesta. Well, it's not just going to be Bowman. There he is, right off of the alley. Slid up in that dirt. That feet hurt. Yeah, he might have. He might have been off the line a little bit turn in. Suarez gives the boot to Chastain, and here he goes. Man, open the door up for Byron to get back. Nope. This is interesting. Trackhouse was a winner here last year. They've got 2 cars, second and third right now. And the leader from 2311 is trying to nurse the fuel. Let's let the Trackhouse take the gloves off, boys. Byron slid up in the leader Reddick's dirt. Leader really went through the dirt big time. Threw it on Byron's tires, slid up out of the groove. Been there. That's one of those unusual. That's one of those little things drivers do that people don't know about that. There's just that little bit of boost there. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. It's like, I've been given the green light. Brad Keselowski. As I'm looking for a safe harbor, and I don't think that he's going to get there. Nope.
Now.
Oh, that changes everything. Let's go. Caution out, line 56. I can't believe I'm saying this. Usually I'm pumped up for cautions, man. That bummed me out. Boy, the suspension's getting after that, wasn't it? That was getting good with the fuel thing. That would keep stuff skin up. Now he's back on the pit crew. The last little fine adjustments. Back to a race here with, 9 probably to go. Well, Larry, what does that do for us? Am I taking fuel, all of it? This is going to get interesting. I'll tell you when we come back from commercial break. Can I get Clint?
As a mom, I want to have peace of mind while she's at college. I like to know where she is and that she's safe.
We got a flat tire. We pull over, it's super dark. We were able to reach out to our family members, let them know that we were safe.
I have been in many situations on the road where Verizon was the only reason I got from point A to point B.
That's why we build the most reliable 5G network in America.
The #1 in J.D. Power Awards for network quality 30 times in a row. Does your phone run on Verizon?
All right, everybody. It's 2 of any of these for just $6.
Can you get a day single with a 10-piece nub?
Yep.
How about 2 day singles for $6? And that's class. Sit down, George. Sorry. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $6.
I need to try it first.
I watched my first race yesterday. You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy. Let's get you up to speed.
Let's go. Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner on this.
Something greater. Let's go places. We are the early risers. The first to arrive and the last to leave. Fishing is our second nature, a way of life. And we know it's not always about what's in the net. It's bonding with a buddy over a shared passion. Start another great season out on the water at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's during our spring fishing classic. Save on great gear, plus get the best boat deals of the year, including a tractor for less than $5 a day. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
the road course expansion or explosion. First career cup wins for these three drivers. Building up. Christopher Bell, the most recent winner. Yeah, we were talking strategy before the caution and before the break. And I'm looking at Kyle Busch, who was on pit road 11 laps after everybody else on the lead lap. He would not have to stop to go the distance, and there may be others that could probably stay out and not pit, Larry, and ride out. Yeah, I mean, we've got 32 drivers on the lead lap, Mike. We're going to go back racing probably with about 9 to go, and they have 13 green flag laps. There's no doubt the drivers, the crew chiefs, everybody wants to pit and put 4 fresh tires, but I can almost promise you there's going to be a number of them that roll the dice and try, especially those in the back. As I've always said, if you follow the leader, you know what? You're going to follow the leader. I like that, Larry. And one thing that Kyle Busch has, he already has a W. He's got a win this year. So you may as well just go for the gamble and go start up on that front row if you can get it. I think there's, well, let's see, Denny Hamlin, Kimi Räikkönen, Ryan Preece, Cody Ware, all in the same situation. They've been about the same time as Kyle Busch, so I would expect most of them to stay out. That's it. That's right. If you stay out, you can't be the one you'll never make it. But these few laps of the caution help those leaders gain the fuel back they need it, but they've got nothing for a green light check. Maybe try 2 tires or something. What tune do you put on it? Maybe try to set yourself apart. Man, I just want a good pit stop. Give me a fast pit stop. There we go. Everybody at the front is coming. Jamie?
Coming for first pit box here. Data information of the team. I haven't gone that hard. It makes you wonder if they'll take rights only. They don't have to win on the fuel. You see, they'll use that one can there. They use the copper. Yep, right now they just call 4 tires for 48 Regis.
From Chastain, they've been making gains on that car all day long. At one point earlier today, was chattering the rear tires, but he's happy with it at the moment. The 45 of Tyler Reddick needs a little bit more rear lateral grip than the 99 of Daniel Suarez. That just give me a little bit of extra air pressure for the end of this run.
There's your race off pit road. Oh no, sponsored by Ram. Break time trouble on that Chastain car way back there. Holy smokes. So Reddick is the first off pit road, but he will not be the leader. At least 5 cars stayed out. Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch. Here's a look at the Chastain pit stop. Hamlin, Räikkönen, and Preece all stayed out. Right now, JackThatThing.com. Got it. His teammate Suarez had trouble too. Not a good pit stop for Trackhouse Racing. They're always some of the best on pit road. So Tyler Reddick will come out 12th in line. This will cycle through. We'll update. But yeah, I was 6th. 5 cars stayed out. Reddick will be 6th. Riley 7th. Suarez 8th. Bowman 9th. Austin Dillon 10th.
Joyce, come on, let's go.
Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Kimi Räikkönen, Ryan Preece.
Waiting on Joyce.
I think it's one of the strategies that the 20 car had last year when it was teammates with those guys. There was that they would throw down on road courses. And we're seeing a little bit of that with Denny Hamlin 2 cars behind.
Talking about this juice code rule, this is something new for road courses. Chase, I want your opinion on this. If I'm Reddick and I've got some ground to cover quick with these guys on all tires, which lane do I want to be in top of that hill and one?
That's a great question, and I don't even know that he has the answer to it right now because, he's going to be starting around 10 to 12, somewhere in that area. Well, maybe not that far back, but I think he's in a position where you just don't want to get crashed. He has the upper hand. He's in a position where he's going to be able to outlast these guys for these final 6 or 7 laps. Get through turn 1 and 2, make the ground you can make, but don't hurt your car in the process. And with his pace, he's going to be in a good position.
2 fellows I want to watch are Denny Hamlin and Ryan Preece. They penalties, and they both, I think, fit the adage, I'd rather be lucky than good any day. This race has fallen right in their laps. Larry informs me the 11 and the 41 only have one green flag lap on their tires. So, of course, they stay out. Boy, Kurt, are they going to get through turn one? Some of them will. I'm looking at timing and scoring, and it shows that Raikkonen last did it with the same grouping of cars. So Busch, Hamlin, Raikkonen, and Preece, according to this data. So this has got all the makings of what a typical NASCAR race hasn't been. And this is the survival of which lane you end up in and what kind of luck you have. I mean, the part to watch that I'm going to just stay glued to is Raikkonen. Like, well, this is a show, boys. This is what you built up for. So it's going to be pretty wild with all these different cars and which lane they chose. Bell's the one with those 13-lap tires that are big time got a disadvantage. You know, the guys that pick behind him, he need to spit him out as fast as possible. All right, Joe, Jimmy Raikkonen. One green flag lap on his tires. He's sitting here in fourth place. What are we going to see? See if he can stay cool up. You know, I think he can. Hopefully he doesn't get into trouble, but I think he's I think they've enough of racing that he stays out of trouble. But you never know with these guys. When they got the possibility, they try to be there. And Kim is one of them. I mean, he was a world champion, so. Well, now you know why every seat up at turn one has been sold, and they just told Raikkonen on the radio, be aggressive on this restart. Be aggressive and be ready for contact. That's what you have to be as an oil guy. Be ready for contact with these stock cars. Here we go. And great jump for Bell. Diddy didn't get a good jump at all. Reddick on to the inside. Great restart for Reddick. We're getting race all over the place. Raikkonen out comes way outside. One car around Austin Dillon. Well, more than one car around. That Chastain as well. Well, that was ugly. Chastain's broke left rear. Allmendinger was involved as well. We may have another caution here. Look at that. Reddick to that point. Able to ground the lead from that third row. That's incredible. I mean, just for the braking zones that he's been able to capitalize on. Caution. Said it probably cost with debris. Car's not rolling. They'll have to remove Chastain's car. Well, let's figure out the. Remember, he had a man pit stop, and that's how he ended up back there. You'll see that light blue number one come into view here. Love this drone footage. You see the big blue car in the far right? And there's going to be about 5 guys to his inside. 4 to the, I think it's a 16 that got into the 3. Then on the outside, Eric Jones gets into Chastain, spins him around. Watch from Ryan Blaney's forward onboard camera. What do you do with Gunther? Hope and pray? Yeah, that's the only thing you can do. In the middle of that, that's the only thing you can do. All right. Kurt, now you can say it. Cautions breed cautions. Okay, all right. Now, Tinny out there off the racetrack. Now, Allmendinger with a flat right front. And maybe more. 4 got into the back of, I think that was who that was in the back of him. That put him in the back of the 31 car, the 3 and turned him around. 9 laps to go in Austin, Texas. After this on the restart.
T-Mobile knows whether you break down in the middle of nowhere or get a flat tire on edge somewhere, people everywhere trust AAA to get them back on the road. And AAA trusts T-Mobile to be their exclusive wireless partner. Because T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anything. So with AAA's nationwide fleet connected on T-Mobile, the middle of nowhere is a lot closer than you think.
Reggie Miller wanted to give away a Dave single for $1 every time there's a buzzer beater.
No. Just keep me on your toes.
Even though we were going to do it anyway.
Reggie or not, you can get a $1 Dave single in the Wendy's app.
You finally fixed that transmission, but you have all of these to go. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
Grandmothers have heart. For being pure, determined, and bold. That's why it's time for you to be around.
Ego, Milwaukee, Steel, all the top-rated brands, all run on their own single battery system, and all come from one source, your local Ace.
Ace is the place for helpful hardware, folks. My advice in this one very specific case is to definitely put all your Reese's eggs in one basket. And that your basket be enormous. Oh, and that your basket have wheels so you can roll it around from place to place. So it's great. 8 laps to go. There's no real racing for. Vehicle park all over the Grand Prix Trophy in the so-called Circle of the Americas. 8 laps and at least one restart to go. Here's why we're under caution. Restart, turn 1. I love this aerial shot. We've got ready in row 3. Got a stand line, low start finish line, which is right there under Echo Park. Boom. Makes the move to the inside. Look at this. He just swallows these guys up in that front row. Dickie didn't get a good jump in front of him. There's a big gap between Bell and Dini. Gave him an opportunity to pounce on Dini early, and then watch how fast the DP gets into the corner compared to the competition. Listen to this. Just knows how to put it right on that edge. Love it. And then Kimi survived that restart. He only lost 2 spots in that full exchange, so not bad. A couple of choose here. Reddick locking up just a bit when the engine went silent there for just a bit. The rears were locked up, but he had full control. And boy, nobody outbreaks Tyler Reddick around here. And one of the key things that's really tough to explain, though, but they are not at the normal speed as you would have on a regular lap. That they're restarting at 45 miles per hour, so you can go in deeper than you think on a restart. So have we seen our last caution flag? I don't know. Let's check in with Shannon and Jamie here in the Charlotte studio.
Well, like you heard Kurt Busch say, right, caution breeds caution. If we can make it through that turn 1 without a caution, these guys can get going. What do you expect to see, Jamie?
Well, Tyler obviously has a racing control aspect to the front row, but the guy right behind him, William Byron, has been a factor in this race as well. Is he going to get a little more aggressive on this restart? We know I think Tyler Reddick has been in the braking zone. The guys have been talking about it. But what's William Byron going to do?
Those guys have certainly been the class of the field today. It's going to be fun to see how this race plays out. If we can get through turn 1, Kurt, say it again.
I will try not to, but I do know that everybody gets meaner and meaner when there's single-digit lap counts left. So with 8 to go, we'll see.
All right, let's listen on William Byron's radio.
You know, do what you need to do to get around those guys and run down that 45. That's our objective here. Got that. We'll let you do your job. Hey, William, go out there and show to yourself the badass you are. Step forward.
Now that is the Max Pappas, the Mad Max that we know on the radio to William Byron.
I mean, this is how much of a block are you going to throw? What is William going to dish him? This is when it gets mean. This is when NASCAR is at its finest. It's a very different etiquette, Gunther, when it comes down to the end of these races.
Yeah, you just go for, and it's a much safer way to do it as well. You know, in an F1 car, you cannot do these things, but here, it's just part of the etiquette, as you say. When it gets to get the win, you have to do what you have to do. You know?
Yeah, but if you end up tearing that thing up, well, you have to make that call. That's what you do on that show, right? I got to call Gene.
Pace car is in, and here they come. Reddick and Bell. Toyota's up front with Truex. First Chevy is Byron in 4th. The first Ford is Preece in 7th. Back to green.
Step 1, get a decent jump. Step 2, check mirror, block. Step 3, survive.
Hit your mark there.
He missed the corner.
Yep.
Sure did.
Williams on there. He's like, did he clear him?
Yes.
William got him.
Now the race is on.
And there's
players. Kyle Busch.
Yes, sir. Bunch of new players have jumped in. Truex.
Takes me right back to that turn and exactly listening to what you were saying, Kurt. overdrove that corner, looked in the mirror.
Oh, somebody got dumped.
Bell got it back going.
Took a hit, got spun around, and restarts. Oh, and he was
probably just
got into Jordan Taylor right there.
Here we go. You know Tyler's not going to back down.
Neither's that boy in that 24 car. Had some experience door-to-door battles. Had a good one yesterday.
Wasn't quite the right time to toss it in there. So we have a race on our hands. This is going to be epic all the way down to the end.
The car with the most straightaway speed leading the car with the best braking performance.
Turn 12, sharp left-hander. And now you go into the stadium section. 2 rights, 2 lefts, bunch of different apexes and mix. We'll slip up. It's too far away to throw anything in there right now.
Truex looking inside for third.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Kyle Busch can maintain the pace that he needs to hang with those top 2. So Truex is going to be all over him here.
A.J. Allmendinger has taken his car to the garage.
Such a hard thing to stay out of that mirror, especially when you know the car behind you's strong suit is getting into the corner, Kurt.
Suarez coming back with Bowman right in his draft. Truex splits them. Behind them, Michael McDowell, Ryan Preece, Kimi Räikkönen, and Joey Logano, the top 10.
Say that again. Who's running 9th?
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, well, now I just got past. Oh, darn.
Little brake lock up there.
Suarez body slam Truex. Not going to be happy with that. See if he retaliates.
Meanwhile, back at the front, these guys are just mirroring each other. One's fast in one section, one's fast in another section. This is where Tyler usually is at his best through here. And it's like Williams seems to be better on the other side of the track.
Here comes that braking zone. I don't think he's close enough yet.
I don't think so. He's just going to be focused on corner exit here.
William is doing such a good job of making sure he's good on the corners that count. And what I mean by that is that 10 that sets up that braking zone in 11, got off of 11 good's going to seize another, got another good gap. No way he could dive bomb him from that far back, getting into another passing zone in 12.
Yeah, it's that magical distance right there. Tyler knows that he can't make up that much distance on a braking zone. So it could be a little cat and mouse. But man, these guys are working it. It's going to come down to a big slip up or something that costs time on the 24 or the 45.
What they are doing, though, is driving away from the competition.
Yeah, it does look like the 8 car of Kyle Busch stabilized. He's now holding third with a decent gap.
2 best cars. No question, the 2 best cars. They were on the front row. 2 best cars of the weekend going at battle here at the end of the race. It's what it's all about. It's the way it's supposed to be.
Austin Dillon shortcut the S's. He'll get a pass through.
Trying to force one another into a mistake. If you're Reddick, you make that thing, show him everything, and look at Byron moving around, trying to keep that wake out of him. Getting away from him at 2:12.95. Pretty impressive lap out of William Byron in the lead. 2:13.17 out of Reddick.
That is Byron's fastest lap of the race.
That's impressive.
You know, now the pay window's open. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And him rising to that occasion. It's what he's been able to do this year over the others.
What did Max Pappas just tell him? Show him what a badass you are.
I like it. I like it.
Whoa. There's the pressure.
He's close this time.
This is setting up for a passing zone. William got loose.
Oh, yeah. He's not going to hesitate on this one.
No, sir.
See, now it's a matter of, do you keep your momentum, keep that minimum speed up through the apex? And he's able to close the door.
It was almost like he brake checked him, knew he was wanting to do a crossover, and he brake checked him, waited on that. Slick move by Reddick.
I like it. I did that one time on Jimmy Johnson at Martinsville, and I think I did it by accident. Let's see if he's able to hold him off.
Here comes the dive bomb, block. Reddick moves back out, got him in the mirror.
There you go. Use up that exit. You can use up all that exit right there. Ooh. This is where it gets front bumper to back bumper time. Does he hit him? Not yet, huh?
Man, you may have to keep him at arm's length here.
That's what I was just thinking. You might have to hit him just to kind of just rattle his cage a little bit. Just make him a little squirrely. Reddick could try to slide away here.
He may not be able to. I mean, now that he's got that clean air.
That's what I was saying. The 24 might need to pull a little trick out of the bag.
Well, and that trick is rough him up. I mean, let's just face it. You're going to have to, if you get close enough to him, rough him up and rattle his cage.
But that's it. Like, if you don't have that next opportunity to do it, you lost your chance. So this will be an interesting lap to see what kind of lap time these guys are going to lay down.
That's a lot of discipline right there out of Reddick. He backed that corner up, overdrove one for that restart, and handed that lead to William Byron.
What do you think, Chase Elliott? What do you got left in your little bag of tricks?
Oh man, I mean, I think for Tyler, obviously, you know, not getting through turn one was not good, but he's been outpacing William. I thought he did a really good job of being patient with him and not running him over. And I think for that reason, William's gonna pay that respect back. I mean, Tyler did race him clean, you know, got the pass and is doing exactly what he needs to do. I think it's going to be really hard for William to get back by. I think his best chance was to hold him off, but some great racing for the lead, though.
Exactly right. I think there was a lot of respect between those two. It's something that we didn't quite expect, but when you think about it, Byron with his wins, Reddick likes to be...
Caution is out. What? I saw it on the wall there.
Debris.
Sure is.
Got some debris. Interesting.
Clint, did you throw dirt down again?
Just when we thought we had this settled.
I didn't mean to say it earlier. I'm sorry about that precaution thing. All right, stay poised.
Oh, there it is. Probably out of the back of the 3 car.
That could be the debris.
It's too bad. Austin was doing a good job. Had the track position, got wiped out at the top of the hill on the restart there.
In this game, in this day and age, you have to be ready for a caution at any time. There's nothing that ever closes out the races cleanly and easily.
Dillon would have been the free pass car. He was 1 lap down. So I don't believe there will be one.
Now the haymakers start coming out.
That'll leave us with 31 lead lap cars.
I think Suarez is going to be one to watch on this restart. He's been very aggressive. He's been able to dive bomb. His car makes good grip.
Oof. So it looks like we'll go to overtime. But first, let's show you where Tyler Reddick took the lead from William Byron.
Yeah, that starts out of his little favorite section, 8, 9. That's 10. And then just outbreaking him down into 11.
Started with William. He forced William to make a mistake. Williams slid up at least a little bit, gave him that momentum advantage, took it.
Very true. Yeah, he did have a couple bobbles in that. But now, like, man, as a racer, again, here's that pass for the lead.
See, he had him up out of the groove, got a little bit loose, got under him.
And then, like we were saying, he may have held him out a little longer than he expected. Right there. And then go. Those are those little things that sometimes drivers are able to manipulate. But, man, road course racing, NASCAR these last few years, if it's under 5 laps to go, it's almost like we're done racing. It's now survival.
Well, yes, because that racing with respect thing is going to go right out the window when we go to overtime. Green-white checker. Let's remind you of what happened last year. A.J. Allmendinger Bowman the leader, but Chastain sends Allmendinger into Bowman and drives away to victory.
Well, that was the aftermath, and I know AJ was upset, but AJ moved him getting into 12. That was all kind of a back-and-forth situation, and obviously Chastain made the last punt that finished him off. But that's exactly what can happen and probably will happen right here at the end.
Tyler Reddick, radio.
On these restarts, I just can't find a good spot to get into one. Yep, 10-4. Think about what you were using for your marker and just look around for something else that might be more notable. Got a couple of caution laps here to check it out.
What he means by that, you just don't use the same, you know, obviously your markers and everything else aren't the same getting into one as they are in race conditions. Trying to find that spot of where too far is in a sweet spot, and oh, by the way, you're looking in the rearview mirror to make sure that somebody's not going to run you over. A lot going on there.
Yeah, he needs to build up that confidence. I mean, he came from the third row back one time and left with the lead. Now he's the leader. He just needs to know and feel it from where he needs to brake and where he needs to cut and get the heck out of there.
Look at those restart ranks this season. William Byron 4th in restart performance. Tyler Reddick 10th. And a quick update on our road course ringers. Kimi Räikkönen holding his own there at 17th. Jordan Taylor is rebounded for 20th. Jenson Button is 26th. They are all on the lead lap.
I mean, Räikkönen was just 4th.
Well, that was a restart or so ago, yes.
It's crazy how things can change real quick.
Well, look at Truex. Look at, you know, McDowell, Priest, Logano, guys, Briscoe that you didn't see, you know, up front at all day long. That caution come out untimely, and it really laid right in their lap.
So we're going to have one more try at it at least, because NASCAR's overtime rules provide that we will keep restarting until the leader crosses the line with one lap to go under the green flag. Once that happens, the next flag will end the race.
What do you tell your driver right here, Gunther?
Not a lot. I mean, drivers, you know, you just say, do the best you can, but they know that. I think at this point to speak with them, I think it's better that they keep their focus on what they need to do. Sometimes less is more, and they know exactly what's going on. I mean, if they've got something to ask, they ask, like Reddick did before, you know, I'm struggling on the restarts, but normally, just in these situations when something comes like this, I always leave them alone. Leave them to themselves.
I'm coming at you in a different way then. I'm going to ask it again. Which one of them horses you want out there? Which one? Which driver do you want in what car do you want driving for you?
I mean, it's between Reddick and Byron, I think, at this time. So
yeah.
I would say Byron did a better job in the restarts today. You know, when they were in the front, you know, not when they were behind. Reddick did a good start as well and gained a lot of stuff, but. You know, when you're in the first lane, you need to have the confidence.
Yeah.
That is what you have to have. What the soul is exactly going into that turn, being confident I can do it. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes not.
So, Chase, do you want Williams starting next to Reddick or right behind him?
I was really just thinking about that too, and it's interesting listening to your point of view, Gunther, especially just with the way these restarts are different than what you see on the F1 side. But if I'm William, I think I really consider second row inside, because I think if you're on that front row, if somebody is going to bulldoze Tyler out of the way, which odds are pretty good, I think Tyler's in a really tough spot being the leader. If you're in the outside of that first row, you're going with him, and you're likely going to be in a lot of trouble too. So I think if you're William, you think about lining up third and putting yourself on offense and hoping for the best. Tyler's blown 2 of these restarts today going wide out of 1, so
that's a really good point.
Yeah. Yep.
Whole nother strategy.
All right, so Tyler Reddick got some advice on the radio.
In line, take your defensive move there, so you don't have to be turning when you get down closer into the corner. You don't want to be turning and changing lanes in a braking zone. Take the defensive move before you start braking, and then just make sure you get back to your corner speed. Your corner speed on these restarts has been a little bit more than race laps. That's what's leading to not being able to get the exit. Copy. Good advice. Thank you.
I like it. That's Billy Scott helping him find that confidence and find tools in his toolbox. Here's the choose sector.
And goes back to the outside.
Byron to the outside. And it's interesting.
I think Kyle Busch is in the right spot.
I was just going to mention him. It's funny you say that because he has a win. He's got nothing to lose. Right. And that's they just both kind of swapped cars in a sense. That's interesting. But to calm Reddick down and just give him that bit of confidence, now, I know he feels better, and I think he's going to be able to execute it.
Kyle Busch was 26th prior to the caution at lap 58. That was 8 laps and a couple of cautions ago.
Kyle would have to do exactly what Chase is talking about, though. You got to get to the top of the hill, and you're going to have to give the 45 the boot, 45 into Byron on the outside, and there's your hole. I don't know that Kyle will do that, though. I really don't, unless you have the pressure from behind.
I agree. I agree completely. And if I'm Tyler in this situation, I feel like he's surrounded in front and behind by some drivers who are respectable guys who he's been racing with throughout the day. They've shown each other respect. I don't see any of those guys running through him like some others might.
99. Daniel Suarez had not seen his mom in several months, had not seen his sister in over a year, but they drove 6.5 hours to Austin from their hometown, Monterrey, Mexico. They're here for this weekend's race.
And they might just be in Victory Lane. I told you, keep an eye out for him. I think he's the quiet one here with a pretty good opportunity if these racers get side by side, beating and banging on each other. If it ain't at the top of the hill, it could be through the messes. Don't forget about the dirt.
Yeah, Suarez, he won at Sonoma last year, but he likes this stuff. He likes the contact. He likes finding ways to find the new hole and to get out and squirt out into the lead. I mean, he's a wild card for sure.
Well, he ain't afraid to make a hole.
Nope, not at all.
Right now, there's nobody in the top 12 that can't win it. All right, we're going to overtime, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Green, white checker.
First step is you got to get this launch. You're in control, Tyler.
Next, you've got to get turn 1. Green flag.
It's pretty slow.
Everybody's right there.
We're in line here. Still in line.
All right.
Still in line.
Stay. Cut it.
Wide. Busch under him.
He's going to be okay. Williams way wide. Tyler's got the right line.
And Kyle Busch is right there.
Greg's in around. Several cars around in the back.
How about that? Now you got Kyle Busch. The car you used to race is now your blocker back there in P2.
Yeah, best case scenario for them. Question is, are these cars going to get cleaned up? A lot of cars around backwards back there. But for Byron, that takes me right back to what I heard Chase Elliott saying. As soon as he said it, I said, boy, that ain't a bad move. It's exactly what Kyle Busch took advantage of.
Did everybody get back on again?
Best case scenario for Tyler Reddick.
Down into turn 11.
Everyone got away from that melee in turn 1. So we stay green.
Get around here to this white flag if you're Tyler Reddick.
Roll, buddy, roll. Nice lead. This is where you're in the car, right, Clint? You're like, no whammies. No whammies. You don't want anything to pop up to create a yellow. You've got a nice gap. You just got to get back to the line and take the white.
Oh,
no.
That ain't going to be enough.
No
though.
whammies.
Can't throw a caution for that.
That's where there was a caution before. Through the stadium.
For that debris all over the racetrack, though.
It's still green. He's got a nice gap, right, Mike?
Yeah. Reddick's maintaining.
Yes.
Right there at 1 second. Over Kyle Busch, William Byron, Daniel Suarez, and the yellow is out.
I told you, no whammies.
I didn't think you could with Blaney and that there was debris flying out of the back of that thing all over the place. Have to see what's on the racetrack.
There's pretty much a yard sale out there.
But he's not the only one with trouble. I think that was it Priest behind him? Yeah.
Yes. Ooh. So Priest ran hard up against somebody.
But that front end damage likely fluid on the racetrack, I would say.
Yep.
Yeah, that thing's ready for the chop yard.
Not sure who he hit, but it was a ton.
Gonna need a lot of carbon fiber to fix that one.
Kyle Larson gets the free pass. Let's go back to the restart.
I mean, to me, this was a very civilized top 3 rows. and then there's somebody tries to shoot the middle. A lot of door slamming back there. Blaney gets spun around.
Oh, there's where Priest got turned and hit, and that was the start of the pileup back there.
The issue is the funnel effect because the gravel sneaks up on you on the exit of this corner. Watch the gravel way out there, and the car's got to jump back on.
Priest, the red car, way on the outside, and he's going to be in trouble right here.
He had to do exactly what Kurt was talking about. Had to get back down to stay out of that gravel. Gets turned around.
From Ryan Blaney.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Josh Balicki involved there. And Justin Haley's
just
view.
ready to get this day over with.
Yeah, he is.
Wow. I remember that from last year. It's like a war zone out there. There's just shrapnel going everywhere.
And there's a pair of debris. Well, Billy Scott's got to get his driver set for one more restart.
Well, okay. We talked about William Byron, Chase. Now what happens here?
He's going to be.
Busch is going to stay right there where he's at? You think he'll take that inside lane?
I'd be shocked if Kyle didn't take third again on the inside, right? I mean, it worked out great for him that time, and I think that he knows that now. I think Williams probably kicking himself for not taking the inside of the second row, but if Kyle does take the front row for whatever reason, definitely would take that second row bottom if you're William. But I just want to point out, there was a lot of respect given on that restart. And to me, as a racer, growing up and watching this stuff, that's how I want to see these races go. I don't want to see somebody, you know, run through there and push all those guys wide up front just because the front bumpers are strong now. I really thought that was nice to see that they ran in there hard, they raced clean, and they were able to get through there in the first couple of rows at least.
Yeah.
One little key factor that Tyler Reddick has going for him is that Kyle Busch has won. William Byron has won a race. That's where you see a little bit of the extra respect, is that they have won already this year. If they haven't, you might see something a little different. And it's the chances of wins you can get throughout the year. If you're a guy that might have one sliver of a sniff at the lead late in the race, and you're not a guy that usually wins races, you're going to take that big, bold move and try to dump the guy.
Well, it takes me back to the jump, too. You know, Reddick, you heard me say, I thought he slowed them down quite a bit. That was a strategy move on how you're going to get the jump. Do you do something different? You stick to it, you know, trying to that craftsmanship, gamesmanship, and that is where the magic is. So making a good decision on your jump's a big time importance.
All right, first we're going to listen to Kyle Busch's radio about the choose.
What you thinking here? Gotta stay left. Yep, I totally agree. I'm with him, Randall. You choose the top, you're kind of leaving yourself vulnerable for that middle lane or getting punted and washed out, and then just totally for your entry at 2, being out too wide off of 1.
Well, you know what he's going to do, but that's new life for Byron. Again, get that jump, go to that outside, take advantage of it. Drive that boy off in that corner.
Jamie?
Kyle Busch's crew chief, Randall Burnett, what do you think? You're talking to your driver. You know he's on a little bit older tires than the top 5. Do you think he's got enough to get it done here?
Well, I don't know. Obviously, the 45 and the 24 has been the class of the field today, but we got one of the best in the business behind the wheel here, so we'll see what we can make happen. Pretty cool having that spin on the car down here in Austin. They're based here in Austin, so really good day for them. We've had a lot of fun here. Like I said, that 45 and 24 have been really tough, so we'll see how it goes. Anything can happen at the end of these. I think the guy who restarted third here last year won, so we'll see what happens.
All right, Kyle Busch restarting second, Mike.
That's right. Now, fellas, you talked about drivers who might be willing to take chances, and I'm looking at Daniel Suarez and Michael McDowell. Road course races are their best opportunity to get to victory lane, and they are currently 4th and 6th. They're right in the mix.
Well, that would be the road to keep your eye on as far as full send and making the best of what they can. I mean, it's not necessarily racing in a sense.